These markings. Tirsu script scratched in the ground. A creche must be nested in the temple below.
That lot are swarming all over the bridge. I don't know what they want, but it can't be good.
You will call me Gestil Kithrak.
Voss, Knight Supreme. The Queen's silver, the Queen's sword.
I am who you say.
Vlaakith demands my purity, Kithrak. I was infected aboard a Geich ship. By protocol, you must aid me.
Look over there. Do you see that wretched little hive? Your charming companion would call it a creche. But it was built on what remained after the Githyanki slaughtered all of the monks. I'd call it a murderous training camp.
Acutely observed on both counts.
You've been good to us. To both of us. Gomlik would be happy I'm with you, I think.
Like it here. Warm fire. Scratch reminds me of Big Brother.
The Society of Brilliance asked me to acquire one of their roe so they can incubate it and, once it hatches, raise the spawn in their tradition.
Please, do enlighten me. What is this tradition?
The Society believes a Githyanki raised in a peaceful, nurturing environment can overcome its violent nature.
If this is about that weapon your friend was talking about, we don't have it and we don't know shit about it.
Silence! Move!
No! No, I'm not going in there. I won't.
Forward, carefully. These cultists have the creche on high alert.
I can't believe I'm actually venturing into a Gith stronghold again, voluntarily. All those who were sent with me were slain by Githyanki blades.
Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Cinderellimouse and today we're playing Baldur's Gate 3. We are currently searching for the Githyanki creche on behalf of our baby girl Lae'zel, our sweet little naughty pumpkin, and we hopefully will find it today. We're currently at this big monastery. It's the Rosy Morn Monastery. We are also aware that there's like some kind of special item that the monks were hiding called the blood. We keep finding these references to like a magical artifact called the blood, which sounds like it could be a very powerful weapon and something that maybe we want in our hands and maybe not the Githyanki hands. The Githyanki are very ruthless. We've already seen them kill a sausage, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. Basically, what Dirge is thinking is that he wants the Githyanki on side. Dirge really doesn't trust the Absolute. We've got these tadpoles in our brains and we're getting this dream visitor, and honestly, Dirge does not trust that as far as he can throw it. So he's thinking if we have to fight these guys, like the Githyanki are going to be really, really good allies. They're very good fighters like Lae'zel is. So yeah, that's the whole plan. Will, why are you stood inside? You're gonna get trench foot, Will. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But first, I have long rested and I want to go and see if Lady Esther is still there, because there was an item that we didn't manage to get off her that I really, really want for Dirge. So I'm gonna jump into game and we are gonna just scoot over back to kind of the top where we came into the kind of mountain pass, and we're gonna go and look for Lady Esther.
They should all be
so
running.
Back around this way. Hopefully she's still here. She is indeed. Hi, Lady Esther. How are you doing?
I have a lot on my mind.
Come on, Dirge, let's head over there. I'm sorry about dodgy camera angles. If there's any minor glitches, especially like mod related, I'm sorry. They did actually patch the game and kind of updated patch 7. It's not like patch 8. It's like patch 7.2 or something. I did get a few kind of mod error issues warnings this morning, but I haven't got time to kind of faff around with it, and everything seems fine when I've loaded it, so we're just hoping for the best. Also, I did hear my neighbors kind of banging around a bit this morning. I think they've stopped, but if we do have kind of DIY noises, I'm just gonna ignore it and keep going. So heads up for that.
Thank you so much. Do be sure to pop into the lodge should you ever visit Baldur's Gate.
Oh, apparently I've got the dodgy shadows today. Again, I try and fix it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're just ignoring it. We're plowing through. Do you have anything to trade? Hang on, how does Dirge talk? Do you have anything to trade? Oh, also, we have my cat today. Sorry, special visitor. Yeah, do you have anything to trade?
I should hope so. When adventure calls, I am always thoroughly prepared. Take a look.
Please somebody give me tips of how to solve that shadow bug. Like, it's so bad and I don't know what to do with it. This is what I am here for. The graceful cloth. It is just armor class of 10, but Dirge is kind of a sorcerer, a rogue. He's quite a light fighter. He needs to move quite easily, so heavy armor is not really a good thing for him. It kind of might affect his stealth and dexterity and things like that. So we're okay with the clothing rather than armor. And I like this for him. It says Cat's Grace. Excuse me. It says Cat's Grace. You gain Cat's Grace and increase your dexterity score by 2 to a maximum of 20, which is pretty awesome. And then you get Nimble as a cat. You gain a +1 to dexterity saving throws and also increase your jump distance by 1.5. And what isn't immediately clear here is Cat's Grace is, it gives you advantage on dexterity checks and only takes half damage from falling. So I can like leap down from places, not take as much damage. Really, really cool. And that advantage on dexterity checks basically means Dirge is rivaling Astarion in kind of like sleight of hand and things like that. So definitely want that for him. I think that's awesome. We've already got a lot of this other stuff, so we don't really think we need a huge amount of that. Should we buy the owlbear egg back? I feel like we should. I kind of miss it, but no, we'll stick with the deal. White and scarlet dye. I'll take that as well. Anything else I want to take? I do like the potions of animal speaking for Dirge. I think that's all I'm going to take off her for now. There's also this cacophony, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use or not. It gives you thunderous smite, so it is an interesting item. I just don't know if I'm going to end up using it. So for now, I think we're just going to take those things. So balance offer, lovely jubbly, and barter. There we go.
Now, I believe you have places to be.
I do indeed. Thank you so much, Lady Esther. Let me get to somewhere with less yucky looking shadows while we kind of sort this out. In fact, I'm going to go back down to the monastery. And yeah, we'll have a little look-see at some of these special items that we've got. Here we go. We'll go over here. So we've just bought this graceful cloth. So if you watch, let me move it over here so you can see a little bit better. So his armor class is currently 15. If I put this on, his armor class is going to drop to 13. That's because this is a modded item and it gives you an armor class +3. But I do have a little bit of a plan for this. I'm also, before we kind of carry on, I'm also going to switch out this kind of the Spectre's Eyes with Ray of Faerun Wounding Ray, which I don't find myself using very often, for the Perifit of Wound Closure, which says that when we're downed, we automatically stabilize, so we don't have to do saving throws basically. And when we're healed, we get the maximum number of possible hit points. With him being a sorcerer and him being a little bit lighter on armor, I felt like this was a really good thing to put on Dirge. We do want to kind of keep him up in fights, and we don't want him to kind of like die if we're fighting the Githyanki, so I thought that's probably a cool thing to put on him. I don't know why I've got this named. I don't know why this is here. It's just I don't know what I was thinking with that. Has an item disappeared? Oh no, I think an item has changed and disappeared there. Ooh, what was that? Okay, if I go over to Gale. Now I've given Gale these winter clutches. Winter clutches, when the wearer deals cold damage, inflict 2 turns of encrusted with frost upon the target. Now this is quite cool. I have done a full like cold damage build with Gale before in a different playthrough, and I really like how this plays for him. So I think we're going to do that similar build in this playthrough. I've got hair on my lips. So encrusted with frost says affected entity has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, and if there's 7 or more turns remaining, the entity must succeed a constitution saving throw or take 1 to full cold damage and become frozen. What does frozen mean? Frozen means that when we attack and we get them encrusted with frost, and we do that quite a lot, that they will actually become incapacitated because they're so frozen, and we can shatter them as well, which sounds really, really cool. Actually, that just ends the condition, so we don't want to do that. But yeah, I like these winter clutches. I'm going to put those on Gale, which means I now have the braces of defense, which give us a +2 to armor class, which I can send to Dirge. See, logic. This is why you check your magic items, guys. So switching back to Dirge then, I can go ahead and put these braces of defense on Dirge, and if I take off the helmet of autonomy, watch what happens to his armor class. There you go, it's gone up now because he has something, I think it's this, where I don't know what it is. There's something about him that says become the bulwark, I guess. +2 from become the bulwark. Which says we get the +2 to armor class as long as we're not wearing armor or holding a shield. So if I take the helmet of autonomy off, which only gives us proficiency in wisdom saving throws, we're not going to use that massively. If we take that off, he now has that boost to AC. I explain that so badly, like I do with everything, but that's kind of what I've got going on for him. What's this here? Oh, the gilded gauntlets. So now that he's taken those off, I actually want to send those to Will, I'm thinking. I also just want to change the colour of these. Now, we did just buy some red and scarlet dye from the, what's her name? Lady Esther. So if I change his gloves, there we go. That fits a little bit better with his outfit. I think he's looking really, really awesome. I really love this fit on him. So going over then to Will. Will can put on these gilded gauntlets. So he does have something that's kind of like specific to being a paladin on him at the moment. And I do like these. It gives him the strength saving throw +1, but it kind of balances out because the gilded gauntlets give him constitution saving throws. And do you know what? His constitution, maybe he can have that little boost. I don't know. I'm going to switch those over. The thing that I really do like about these is the quick spell finger cantrip. So this means that he can do a cantrip as a bonus action. And because we've given him agonizing blast on his eldritch blast, that can be really useful. If he drops his weapon or if he runs out of spell slots, he can always do eldritch blast as a backup plan. And that's gonna, he can't drop his weapon because it's a packed weapon. I've just realized what I've just said. Shut up, Cinderella. But like, say something happens, he's always got eldritch blast as a backup plan, and he can do it as a cantrip. So I think that's really useful for him. We've also got this is a modded item, the arcane mantle, which gives him +1 bonus to spell slave DC and attack rolls, brighter than the sun. You can read that, you can see what that does. It gives him some good stuff. Also that +1 to armor class, really useful. So his AC is now 19. All right, let's just go through and check everybody's items and inventory, see what everybody's got going on here. Cordia, no major changes other than that I swapped out her like electric armor for the Selûnite robe because again I want to keep her AC up, and this gives her the 19 AC. So really, really nice and useful there for her. Shadowheart, there's a couple of changes I want to make for her. So she's currently wearing the Lance Strider antlers, which I think are really, really cute on her, but we're going to switch this out for the Holy Lance Helm, which says Smite the Graceless. Creatures who miss their attack rolls against the wearer must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1 to 4 radiant damage. And because I really like radiant damage for her, I thought that was really suitable. I do like that it says when you don and doff this helmet. Very nice wording for that. And I'm just going to throw like a similar cape on to her as well. It's pretty much doing the same thing as what Will's is doing. Looks pretty awesome. Let me just show you Will's because I don't think I did that. Look at how awesome that looks on him. He looks really cool. I really like Paladin Will, and I'm going to put in a little bit of footage here of Will, like the actor who played Will, being asked if you could be if you could see any other class for Will other than Warlock, what class would you be?
Okay, I've got a new question for you. We know that Will doesn't have any regrets about being a warlock, but if it was up to you, Theo, what class would you choose for Will instead?
A paladin.
And he actually did say paladin, so it's canon that Will, if he could choose for himself, would choose paladin. I knew it. I just knew it, guys. So yeah, that is pretty sorted. Shadowheart sorted, right? Astarion. Now, I am an idiot. When we got, you know, when we broke that stool in the Wizard's Tower and we got the Club of Hill Giant Strength and we made Astarion like a little strong, wiry boy, I forgot to switch out his bow. This is the bow that I think we bought from the Zentarum, the Titan string bow, and it says that this deals additional damage equal to your strength modifier. So I completely forgot to switch this out, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'm going to send the Spell Thief to Will. So that is going to complete Astarion's build, and we can also complete Will's build because he's currently just got like a boring hand crossbow +1, and you can see that this actually does a tiny bit more damage. It's 2 to 9 damage, so it's just slightly bigger range, but it means that if we get a critical hit, we actually restore a spell slot, and with him being a paladin, that means he gets his smites back and things like that. So I just thought that was a useful one for him to have. He is also proficient in it, so love that for him. Gale's looking pretty good because his armor class is 90, which is incredible for my little glass cannon. That means he's actually really quite strong. He's stronger than Dirge in terms of AC, so that's awesome. He has got his mage armor on, and so this is why you have to pay attention. So when you, like, at a glance, when you're dealing with traders or looking at equipment, sometimes it might say armor class 15 and you think that's better than what I've got on now, but it all depends on the character and kind of like the different things that you've given to that character in terms of, you know, like their special abilities. So here, for example, Gale being a wizard, it's a disadvantage for him to wear armor because his armor class will actually drop. So keeping him in clothing and then giving him all these kind of like magical buffs like mage armor, you know, gives him a much higher armor class. Really awesome, love that. So Dirge is pretty much sorted. How are you doing, Lae'zel? Lae'zel, I don't think we're making any changes to at the moment, but when we get in that monastery, when we are going to find some good items. I know those Githyanki are holding out on us, and so I think this is where we're going to really kind of armor up Lae'zel, and we're going to get some good stuff for it over the next couple of videos. I'm really excited for that. Karlach, no changes. What they have got though, this team, are those fire wine barrels that actually have kobolds inside. So I don't know what we're going to do with those, but it could be an interesting tactic if we do get into any fights. And yeah, Will is all sorted. So I think we're more or less ready to go. Okay, gang, are we ready for this? I'm not ready. I am scared of the Githyanki. I'm going to say it right now. But we do need to work our way into this place. I think I'm going to go over here and climb in through, you know, the room where the Grimishka were, and there was like a little side room that we never actually went in and looted. I think we can stop by that and kind of grab some stuff from there. If everybody can jump today, can we all jump, please? I mean, Astarion's not with us, Gale's not with us, so fingers crossed everybody on this team should be able to jump. Come on, can you do it? Can you do it? Karlach can do it, of course you can. She's the best jumper. Like, she is the best of us, honestly. Here we go. So inside the room with all the poor Grimishka, and this little room back here that we didn't go in last time. I believe we've got the key. I don't remember where we got it from.
I'll give it a shot.
We're in. So there's not a huge amount to loot in this little room. Again, you can drop in from the top if you want to, but I'm not going near those eagles. Those eagles are still angry with me. I am keeping my distance. But there's a few things that we can loot, and this box here, and there's a skeleton on the ground as well, and I believe he has something to read. He does indeed. The Journal of a Novice Monk. Let's read that. There's rumours of Githyanki. Well, we have noticed. There's rumours of a Githyanki sighting in the region. The Doormaster's inner circle think we don't know, but it's all anyone can talk about. What do they want? Can they be after the blood itself? How would they even have found out about it? Personally, I'm excited. Well, that didn't work out well for you, did it? If there really is a Githyanki attack, there's a chance they'll fire the lance. To see the light of Lathander himself launched forth from Rosamund's roof, that would be something to write home about. So this is that big, like, metal contraption that we saw up on the roof when we were, like, talking to the eagles. So that's the lance. So we can confirm now that that's not the blood. It might be somewhat associated with it, but that is a different weapon altogether. brother Welland claims he saw it once and it was so bright it nearly made him blind. Luckily, he says it's quite hard to fire, but once we do, those Githyanki won't know what hit them. So I guess they never got the chance to fire that, or maybe they did and it wasn't very effective, because we do know that the Rosenwald Monastery was overrun, the monks were killed, and the Githyanki successfully established their creche. So do I want to take that for posterity? I do have this little bag with me that I've been putting all the kind of like special books in. So yeah, maybe I'm just going to grab that like that. Okay. Let's keep it moving. So we want to go all the way through the monastery, basically, to where I went. You know, when I was running from the eagles and I was like, I need to get as far away from them as possible so I can kind of like flee combat. We're going to go all the way back over there because there was a few areas that we never got to check out. This is where the that big like metal knight that couldn't move was. That's just like a different entrance there. Up there is where the eagles are, so we definitely want to stay away from those. But if I run all the way through here, so there's this area here. So we kind of went up there, which was where we found that grave of one of the monks, one of the Dawn Masters. And there's this area here that we haven't explored yet. So very quietly, because we don't know where the Githyanki are, let's kind of make our way down there. Come on, everybody.
Stand your ground! Keep them busy! The thunder, forgive me. We have to fire the lance.
Did they fire the lance? I don't know. What is this?
Looks like a magic mouth spell.
Ah.
That voice probably belongs to someone long gone.
Maybe that was just to scare them away. Maybe it was like a security system. Now, I'm mostly going to run through these areas. I'll kind of just show you what they look like, you know, for the environment. But there's not a huge amount to loot here. There's a book here, but it's just the extracts, the rule of 3. There's a note down here that we can have a look at. Inventory of offerings. An inventory of the food and offerings brought to the monastery and their redistribution to alms seekers. So it does sound like the monks were good monks. These were not corrupt monks in any sort of way. You know, we found all those like prayer sheets and things to them in the last episode. It seems like they, you know, people really respected them and believed in them, and they, you know, Lathander has a huge following. So, you know, it does seem like it's really unfortunate that this happened to them, and the Githyanki are definitely the bad guys in this situation. But, you know, sometimes, like I say, an enemy of an enemy can be a friend. And, you know, getting them on side does seem like a good plan. At least that's Dirge's thinking. We've got this here as well, this barricade, which I'm just going to kind of blast through.
That might be worth a look.
So again, Eldritch Blast is so good for this. If you want to knock down any walls, Eldritch Blast usually works. And again, we've got this little room here. So not much to report in here. There's like a little skeleton up here, but I don't think it's got anything on him. A little bit of gold. Most of them just have like little bits of gold or a dagger on them. So if you're very low on loot, if you do want to make some money through traders, you know, you can go around and kind of like get everything. But for the most part, not a huge amount here. I think the Githyanki have kind of been looting the place already, so there's not much left for us.
I hope.
Yeah, well, a short sword there, I guess, if you need one. Some barrels here. Let's have a look at the environment, because the environment is just stunning. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's anywhere we can like jump to or like misty step to around here. So yeah, we'll keep exploring. So through here. So we'll go that way in a second. This is the door that we saw the Githyanki actually going through, so we're kind of into the inner sanctum now. But I am interested in this big, gorgeous statue of Lathander here. Let's have a look at this Holy Blood of Lathander sign.
Here goes nothing.
The blood of Lathander, spilled in holy battle with Samaster, immortalized here for all to worship.
So, what is it?
So they kept the blood of Lathander here. No wonder it was looted.
Samaster sounds like a Game of Thrones character. Yeah, and it's really sad, look, because you can see there's all these monks, all these skeletons, and it looks like the monks were in the process of kind of like praying and like hiding back here. There's like a little gaggle of them all back here. and they've all kind of been killed. So over here there's a Githyanki slate, and you can see this skeleton has been run through with a Githyanki longsword.
That's one outlandish blade. Githyanki, I reckon.
Yeah, Will's correctly identified that it's a Githyanki longsword. So it says, I mean, the evidence is piling up against them. If this was a crime scene, like, I think I've got enough to convince the jury at this point. This stone disc has Githyanki runes carved into it. Below them is a drawn translation in the common tongue. It's an inventory of items taken by the Githyanki from the Lathandarian monks upon their initial takeover of the monastery, and the subsequent shipments of major valuables back to Tunarath. So yeah, they're looting the place, basically, establishing a crash and looting the place. I don't know, should we get Lae'zel to have a look at this Githyanki sword? It might be good for her. It's a long sword. I do like long swords for Lae'zel. It's not actually any better. Let me move this over so you can see a bit better. It's not actually any better than what she currently has. So we can take it as
no one
just...
stopped me yet.
I don't know, a memory for her. But yeah, I feel really bad for the monks here. They seem like decent people, and I don't think they deserve for this to happen to them. A list of names documenting all visitors who came to Rosimund Monastery on a pilgrimage, year by year, ending on the year the monastery fell. So, you know, they're even keeping track of, like, all the visitors. Like, it's like everybody means something, everybody is named, you know, it's not just... I don't know, it just seems like they really cared. So over here now we can go and open this door with this lever, which does mean that we're going to have a bit of an escape route should we need one. And there's some interesting little cubby holes here that we can kind of break into. I'm going to use Dirge because his lock picking is excellent now. He's getting very good at it. So here we go, so we can add bonus. We've got Cat's Grace as well because we've got that really cool kind of monk robe. It looks awesome on him with like all the bones and stuff. So Cat's Grace, we've already got that. Yeah, go ahead and give us guidance, Lae'zel. Look at this, it's like we're rivaling Astarion at this point. We've even got advantage. Sleight of hand expertise, amazing. Look at that, easy peasy. So in here we've got, it's really hard to see, I know it's very dark, it is dark in the game. We've got His Holy Book, Volume 2, Paladin Beside, so more from Beside. I didn't know he was a paladin though, right? We knew he's Dawn Master, we knew he was like a cleric of, well, not a cleric, a paladin of Lathander. Anyway, this missile charts an expedition to find a lost relic called the Blood of Lathander. While mine eyes remain unscorched, how would he talk? I can't remember what voice I did in the last episode. While mine eyes remain unscorched, we have made great progress in finding his lost blood. After many suns of searching, I pen this entry as our gaze lies upon a Sharan outpost, nestled among the valleys of the Kionthar. We know the Sharans hold the blood. They dropped a cargo trunk during transport one eve, and the lid slipped open. 'Twas only a moment, but my shining adherents, what a moment it was! The entire riverbank aflame with a soothing radiance. The same rosy light of a summer's dawn. I could practically hear his morning song bouncing between the valley walls. We advance upon those heretic Nightbringers at the first light of dawn tomorrow, and shall leave naught but ashes in our wake. I mean, they're kind of nicking something there. To be fair, the Sharans are quite bad-aligned. They tend to be a little bit evil. Shadowheart is a Sharan. We've seen how kind of like secretive and ruthless she can be. So whatever the Sharans were doing with it probably wasn't a good thing. Again, the Sharans worship kind of like night and darkness, which are all kind of within the realm of their goddess Shar. She's like the void, darkness, like night, all that kind of stuff. So considering this is a god of light, right, god of the dawn, you know, whatever they're doing with it probably wasn't in alignment with their values. So yeah, I think it's probably a good thing that they got it back and hid it, because it does seem quite powerful, right? So I'm going to take that just in case we need to reference it later. And we've got a potion of mind reading, which I don't know, I'm going to drink that because if they're giving it me, I might need to use it. I've got a few as well. So we've now got mind reading, hopefully until long rest. Why have I gone on actions? Get off that. There's another one of these things over here. So again, I'm just going to go over and lockpick it. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired today. I didn't sleep very well, so you can probably tell. I'm sorry if I'm not the most YouTuber out there, but I don't want to let you guys down and kind of like not have a video up for Friday, so I wanted to get on and do it, even though like neighbors are banging and I knew it wasn't going to be the best video ever. Again, I don't want you guys expecting it because we've got that pattern of like them going up on Fridays. I didn't want to let you down, basically. If you appreciate me, leave me a like in the comments. Leave me a like in the comments. Go to the comments and just go like. Okay. Concentrate cinders. Let's go again. Add bonus, guidance. Go for it. Beautiful. It's like he's been doing it his whole life. What can I say? So his Holy Blood Volume 1, Dawnmaster. What does that say? I can't even read that. It's a bit small on my screen. The missile describing a holy artifact of Lathander is penned in a particularly fevered hand. Sorry. Ugh. Ugh. His radiance has faded from our unworthy gazes. O ye lightless wretches, we have failed the Morning Lord, and I record that failing in the pages of this tome. To think he once stood in our imperfect world among us imperfect mortals, and felled the villain Sandmaster with his holy brilliance. He bled for us, brethren, and we were tasked with locking our gazes eternally upon his blood. We let those gazes falter, and his blood was taken. Oh, there we go. The Sharon stole it. That's what happened. Taken, wretched from our sight. It is a test, one that this chapel is duty bound to undertake. I pass the keepings of this record along to the Paladin Vaside, chosen in his light to find the relic, and he did. Paladin, when you look upon the blood, I pray Lathander honours your deeds by burning out your eyes. Wait, what? Excuse me? Huh? What's going on with that? That doesn't sound like a blessing, mate. If I go on out just to see a bit better, we can also get this Scroll of Gust of Wind, which I don't mind if I do. And yeah, we can keep making our way over here. Again, not a huge amount. There is a treasure chest, I believe, back here.
What's that?
I don't know, let's dig it up. I don't think there's a huge amount in it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the purpose of this. Maybe I'm missing something. Purple fluorite shard, a common underdark crystal, and a polished ring. It doesn't seem worth it, to be honest. I think there is also like another Githyanki slate or something around here. Ribcage. Account of the establishment of the creche. What's that? Yelek? This stone disc has Githyanki runes carved into it. We've read that before. Many supplies found. Local area good for hunting more. Grimishka infestation, but that will be no trouble. And indeed, it will be useful in deterring unwanted visitors. I mean, it almost was. The Grimishka were tricky. Rosymore Monastery it's called. But it seems these monks have plenty hidden away beneath the surface. It does sound that way, yeah. Lots of valuable goods to be found underground. Interested? They can be traded off after the best bits are shipped back. The treasure room will prove a fitting location for the establishment of a military intelligence officer, so we know where we're heading. Seems to already have good defences. Should station Inquisitor Warwargaz, he will be able to keep Theresin under his thumb, Malaya Kehel. So I think that's like signing off Malaya Kehel. That's the name of the Githyanki who wrote it. So it does sound interesting. So we're watching out for a treasure room, treasure in general, and this kind of like war room that they've established with that guy. I've forgotten his name already. I want to take that with me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What did I just do? Pick it up. Yeah, so not a huge amount to loot. Again, I could check all these bodies, but nothing overly special in any of them. As far as I'm aware, let me know if I'm wrong, if you know better than me. But if we go down these steps over here, if I look out here, this just kind of leads us back kind of where we just were. But there's a door here kind of tucked away behind the back of the statue.
Let's see what this does.
What shall I do if the Cerberry takes me in for questioning? Why? Have you anything to
I think
hide?
we found the crash. Let's have a quick chat with Lae'zel before we go in.
This place is enlightening. My own creche, Kalair, is remote and sunless, cloaked in the silence of wild space. My Savage would find this one altogether too genial.
Okay, we don't have anything to reply, but I do like to go in and see what they want to say. Let's talk to Karlach.
Feels like we're walking into a trap.
I don't know if they're necessarily expecting us. I think they have to be expecting us for it to be a trap, right? I don't think it's the time for romance, Dirge. Not now. How good does this scene look though? Like the colours, all the reds, like it looks so good. Right, Will.
All my time roaming the frontiers, and I'd seen neither hair nor hide of a Githyanki. To think, this creche was nestled in the valley, a day's trot away.
And what would you have done if you'd known? We'll ask him this another time. Like, Will, what would you have done if you knew this was here? Would you have just popped in to say hello, brought them some beers, you know, some ice cream, like? Okay. Let's go and say hi. They're not immediately hostile. They're yellow, so we can definitely have a chat with them.
Forgive me. We have not been visited by an Inquisitor in an age. It is an honor.
I would be more concerned than excited.
Okay, so they're getting a visit from an Inquisitor, and the guy's saying we should be more concerned than excited. So it feels a little bit like, you know, when you have like an audit or something at work, and like, you know, you get the inspectors coming in. They're looking for the artifact.
Words are food for gay spies. You should know better.
Forgive me. We have not been visited by an Inquisitor.
Okay, right, okay, I've got it. I've got the gist of what's going on.
I would be more concerned.
Sentries to arms! Istik, state your purpose quickly.
Stand down, Gish. Is it not Vlaakith's command to welcome her faithful?
I expected no visitors, faithful or otherwise. Why have you come?
See, I told you they weren't expecting us. It's not a trap. They're just defending the place, right? Right, we know that they will respect us more if Lae'zel's the one answering, if we act like we're serving Lae'zel. So I'm just going to let her answer. I do like some of these options though. This one could be a really good option. Let me pass. Fighting will end badly for you. We can roll really high on that one. Intimidation's really good. I'm an unmatched killer. You want me as your ally. We'll remember those for like a backup plan, but I think we're going to allow Lae'zel to answer.
We seek the Zaithisk. Show me the way.
You are infected. A gate thrall is something to eradicate, not reason with.
The faithful may be purified. This is Vlaakith's protocol.
Fine. Let the Gustil carry out your fate. Report to the infirmary at once. And step carefully. Kreshia watches you.
Gish Farag is kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. she's pretty. So what we're doing, I was distracted by how pretty she is. So we need to go and report to somebody. I don't know who, I wasn't listening. I was just like, oh, she's pretty. Yeah, we're gonna go and report to whoever they said to report to. I will figure out who's in charge and just report to them. So the creche seems kind of tense. Everybody seems a little bit on edge, not only because like they're trying to do the job and guard the place, but also because the hunt for the artifact doesn't seem to be going too well. I guess the people in command are wanting the answers, and the Inquisition is here. Basically, the Spanish Inquisition is here, and everybody's on edge and scared. So we do need to be careful because it seems like tensions are running a bit high. We've got this Githyanki report that we're allowed to click on. Kobolds entering the area. We did notice, we have a few in our pockets actually. Pursuing dragon. Threats pose minimal. Suggested course of action, ignore. So the kobolds are chasing the dragon? What, is that like typical kobold behavior? I didn't know that. They're kind of like little dragon lizard guys, so I love that. Unfortunately, now if you remember Aloija, we tried to knock her out to save her life, but unfortunately I long rested and she left. So obviously she has made her way here to get the Githyanki crash. I would have really liked to have saved her, but I made a mistake. I really wish she could be a companion as well. I really, really like her as a character, but yeah, she didn't make it very far, unfortunately. She should have been more careful, I think. But I want to go and use Speak with the Dead on her. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to save. Okay, so my plan is, if I have everybody crouch, No, that wasn't crouch. Try again, crouch. If I have everybody crouch, I have Lae'zel. She is out of sight, isn't she? She's not, they can't see her. I'm gonna have her do Mage Hand. Escape back, Dirge, what are you doing? And I'm gonna get her to come over here. Now there's a couple of doors over here. Can I hide? Yeah, let me hide. So there's a couple, I'm invisible, but I'm also hiding. There's a door here, but it's locked. This second door isn't locked. So if I just get the Mage Hand to come over here and open this.
Loose words are food for gay spies. Better.
Yeah, he didn't know what it was, so that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna have the Mage Hand go over there and keep out the way. And hopefully he's going to turn back around in a second. Now, I think we can just walk through this door. I think we only get in trouble if we open it. But cross your fingers, give me guidance, because this might go a little bit wrong. I'm not going to crouch because it looks suspicious if we do crouch. So everybody get back up again.
If not over.
I think we can just go straight in here. Are you going to shout at me if I go over here? Are you going to be like, restricted area? No, we're okay. Alright, so if I just go back here, I can also do this. So if you look at some of the skeletons, they are red. I'll get in trouble if I click on those. But apparently we can just interfere with the Lyca's body and nobody's going to care. So I'll go ahead and cast Speak with the Dead on her.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Perhaps there's a bit more information we can get out of her, you know, like, because she was a bit cagey, she didn't really want to tell us a lot about what she was up to, so let's go with who killed you. It's probably quite obvious, it's probably the Githyanki, but no, I'm gonna go, how did you end up here? Because I feel like that might be a bit more of an open-ended question. How did you end up here?
Road to Baldur's Gate. Blocked. Took a new path. Found monastery. Remembered.
Yeah, so she was scouting for the tieflings to find a path to Baldur's Gate. But remembered? What did you remember?
A rhyme. Blood of Lathander. Hidden. Guarded by monks. Decided to look for it.
Oh, why didn't you join us? We could have found it together. What were you thinking? Okay. Right, we've got some important questions. The rhyme could help us find it. We want to know what it is. And yeah, we want to find it, right? So, where can I find this blood?
Hidden. Inside. Couldn't find.
Okay, what? No, I want the rhyme. How does this rhyme go?
East, west, blood is blessed. Beneath, sun, it finds its rest.
Someone write that down because I am going to forget that. East, west, something, under the sun it finds its rest. Wish me luck. And what is the blood of Lathander?
Powerful relic. Valuable. Wanted to sell. Start again.
Oh my goodness.
The spell's power.
Why can't I say, like, why can't I?
Questions.
Ugh, I just wish there was more to her. It makes me really sad that this is, like, her story's so short. Like, I wanted her to be our friend. I wanted her to be our companion. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like, I will take your healing potion though. I think it's a bit late for you. Do you know what I want to do actually? Should we get Karlach to pick her up?
I've got this.
Yeah, I mean, tiefling to tiefling, right? I think we should take her somewhere a little bit nicer. Yeah, we'll keep hold of her and we'll kind of you know, put us somewhere a little bit more respectful, I think, than this dingy, horrible prison. I'm wondering what this was used for, because I think it was some kind of like, almost like a bank, right? Like this thing here looks a little bit like, you know, where the bank tellers stand, you know, they maybe like had treasure, or like maybe this is where like the offerings were donated for the monks and they've turned it into a jail. Kind of gross, I'm not gonna lie. Let's bumble over here.
Words are food for gay spies. You should know
Okay.
better. Forgive me. We have not
I'm
been
gonna
visited
switch
by
out
any
to
inquisitor.
Cordia now, and we're gonna just see, if maybe we can sneak our way in a different way, perhaps, possibly, perhaps, maybe. Let's head over this way, because somewhere along here, I'm pretty sure, yeah, look here, this looks like a way that we can kind of climb down. So maybe this is maybe this is an alternate route. I feel like maybe we just want to do a little bit of I can't speak. Maybe we just didn't want to do a little bit of spelunking or something, you know, a little bit of like exploring the local caves, a little bit of abseiling, you know, just passing the time until Dirge gets back here. What could go wrong? I think I could have just ran down there. I don't think I needed to jump. Oh look, treasure chest. Worth it. Here we go. I am glad now, do you know, that we brought the whole crew along, because technically these guys should have been in the Underdark right now, but we've ended up kind of bringing them around. So if we do carry on going back up this way, it takes us out kind of where Dirge went in. We kind of go back up around where that grave was and stuff, but if you notice here, you can actually go down as well, and there might be a little sneaky entrance into the monastery, and maybe we might have a little bit of luck, you know, skulking around looking for this blood of Lathander. But I think what we should probably do, Gale, have you lost your cat, my love? No, the cat's here, the cat's come as well. Gale, what are you doing? Is Gale stuck? I think Gale might be stuck. Should be fine as soon as we go through this door though. Yeah, so what I'm thinking we might do, let's sneak just to be super cautious. Oh no, he's fine, he's coming. And we'll go into this hidden passage. So there are Githyanki over here.
Serve them well in battle with Gake.
And having a little chat amongst themselves. Okay, we're all right at the moment. What I think we should do, because if they see us, this little band of like half elves, pale elves, drow, and random mortal man, I don't think we're gonna be too welcome. Even though we've got a cat with us, I feel like we might not be super welcome. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and have Shadowheart, who's very sneaky and has this disguise self spell. I think I might have her disguise a few of us. Now, she hasn't got the spell that I'm thinking of yet. She's not like a high enough level. But I think I have some scrolls of seeming. Yeah, I do. I'm going to go ahead and use these. Cast spell. I don't want everybody to be a Githyanki. I feel like we only need like one Githyanki, and then like maybe like a Dragonborn. That seemed to work for the others, so I'm just gonna go for like that. I'm just gonna do Gale and Astarion. No, actually, do you know what? Shadowheart as well. I'm gonna do everybody except for Cordia and see if we can kind of like turn everybody into like Githyanki / Dragonborn. Okay, it randomizes when you do that, but we can kind of adjust it and get what we want. So who's this? This is Shadowheart. Okay, Shadowheart, could you please be a female Githyanki? Okay, I don't know if this is a mod or if this is in the game, but sometimes the Githyanki don't wear kind of my modded clothing. So I have seen the naked female Githyanki that Seeming uses or Disguise Self uses, and they have a PP, which is confusing me. I'm like, is that intentional or is that like a bug? Because it does specify that you're disguising yourself as a female Githyanki and then they've got a PP. I don't know, but Shadowheart is looking stunning. I actually think she looks beautiful in her armor as a Githyanki. Amazing. Gale is currently a tiefling. We're gonna adjust him and go Dragonborn. Where are the Dragonborn though? That is my question. Tiefling. So it's gonna take me a second to find them. Can we be a Dragonborn? There we go. Male masked Dragonborn. There we go. Let's have a look at him. Oh, he's a bit poopy coloured. Oh, it would have been cool if he was like a silvery one or a blue one, but never mind. And then Astarion. Oh no, has he not worked for Astarion? I wanted him to be like a little Githyanki. He looks really funny as a Githyanki. Okay, hang on then. I'm just going to do it again. We've got 4. I'm not going to use it that often. Disguise yourself, Astarion. There we go. I'm just going to adjust seeming and turn him into a masculine Githyanki. It's kind of hard to see at the moment because he's got that mask on, but I think it really suits him. You'll see in like dialogue checks. It's really fun. Okay, I feel safe. I feel like we can walk in here now. So I'm going to unhide and be like, hello, I'm here with the Githyanki. I'm friend of the Githyanki. There are a lot of like things that we could possibly... Right, the thing is, we've got a lot to do here. And I could have Astarion hide and rifle through their things, but the chances of getting into a fight with the Githyanki if we do that are very, very high, and the Githyanki are very, very overpowered warriors. And I don't think I want to trigger unnecessary fights with them right now. Maybe we'll just kind of see how this goes, look around the place, and as we're leaving, do a bit of rifling through their stuff, but I am not planning on stealing from these guys and kind of annoying them at this point. So let's just head over here. I hope they accept us for who we are and have a chat with everybody. So we've got Warrior Quen. Hello, Warrior Quen.
Leave me alone. The watch must remain undisturbed.
He's cool. He looks like a hippie. I think he smokes stuff, you know, on the watch. Raider Garath.
I see they're letting even Istic mercenaries in these days.
Don't be rude. I thought you respected dragons. I have dragon blood. What would Vlaakith say? Disrespecting her dragons. Is this because I'm not a red dragon? That's horribly, horribly dragonist, you know. Can I go in here? No, everything is like blocked off. Oh, I can hear voices. They sound familiar. What's over here? Turge! Turge, you made it! Are you all okay? There we go. So we've got the gang's all back together, guys. We'll meet you inside. We'll find a way in. Here we go. We've got this book here as well. How to track an illithid. Could be useful. We could need that information at one point. A handwritten tome documenting various tried and tested ways to track mind flayers and the results of each endeavour. Okay, interesting. I wish that was a little bit more detailed, to be honest. Again, we've got an elegant chest here. I don't want to risk getting into trouble. We can go up here though on this ladder. There's like another book here. Hello over there. Good guarding. A collection of anecdotes about kobolds in Baldur's Gate. It seems a tribe of the industrious little scaly creatures were employed by the city to take care of sanitation. In essence, they were sewer workers, drain wardens and waste disposers. I bet they loved that, question mark. However, in recent times, the city has been perplexed and thoroughly nose-wrinkled by the seeming departure of the kobolds. When asked about their disappearance, one citizen said, "Yeah, right. Hope they turn up. Meantime, who's going to broom up my pee-pee and bucket my poo-poo?" I don't know, but I don't blame the kobolds for leaving, to be honest. There's another book here on psionic manipulations and countermeasures. Psionics is the psychic powers that illithids use, and Githyanki use, I think. It's kind of like mind control. A thorough account of how best to protect your mind from illithid manipulation and subsequent domination. When dealing with mind flayers, remember that it is in their nature to assess the utility, strengths and weaknesses of those around them and to manipulate in order to get what they want.
Does that sound familiar to anyone? I mean, Dirge is very not trusting in general, so we know the tadpoles are illithid, and we're having this dream visitor basically, and Dirge is not trusting them. And if this is confirming to him that the mind flayers, the illithids, manipulate people to get what they want, Dirge is going to trust them even less. The best sorry, that was loud. The best countermeasure you can take against a mind flayer is simply to avoid it. Any attempts to outsmart it will fail, and if that's not an option, then there are 3 things to remember that may just save your mind. 1, pay attention to its actions, not its words. Okay, I think we're going to take this book. Right, think about this in terms of the Dream Guardian. Pay attention to its actions, not its words. Where mind flayers are concerned, it is true that actions speak louder than words, especially words that are tailor-spoken to fit a mind flayer's manipulative agenda. So actions count louder than words. Strengthen your relationship with others. The greatest thing you can do to offset a mind flayer's design upon you is have allies, strong allies. Well, we've got those. Trust in those you know you can trust and build your relationships with them. They are the ones who will have your back when you need it most. Okay, good. We've got that. 3, even mind flayers have wants and desires. The only circumstance in which a relationship with a mind flayer may be beneficial to you is if you both want exactly the same thing. In the unlikely case that this is true, bear in mind that once you have outlived your purpose to a mind flayer, they will have no use of you. Okay, so the mind flayers were saying, well, the Dream Guardian, who, you know, is acting a bit sus, and who we only started seeing once we got infected. I don't know, I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. They have been saying to us that they want what we want, right? I'm an adventurer just like you. I want what you want, to control these tadpoles. So currently, it feels like we're useful to them, but when we're not useful to them anymore, will we still be able to trust them or not? I don't know. Like, that's if we... Oh, I can't even steal it right now. I want that book. We're gonna have to leave it for now. And there's a key here as well. We'll have to come back for those things. I definitely don't want to be caught stealing from the Githyanki. But that sounds very interesting. Cordia read that book, not Dirge. So Cordia would just be like, how interesting. She wouldn't put 2 and 2 together at all. She would still be like, oh yes, Alistra is speaking to me in my dreams. She's helping me because I'm in a dire situation and I have an important thing to do for the goddess. She's not asking those questions. Dirge would if he read that book. I really want to get that book for Dirge. Okay, so there's some more people here. Raider Adrath. Their names are hard.
Another Istik. You're lucky we didn't catch you outside, or you'd be in with the captain right now.
We would actually like to speak to the captain. If you could point us in the right direction, that would be marvellous. Who else have we got? This person here, warrior. Yeah, sorry, they're moving. It's hard to read. Ithdal.
The captain has little patience for your kind. You'd better not waste her time.
Thank you for the tip. And then this person who's a trader.
Blood, rust, scar. Is there no odious substance not smeared on this delivery? I'd heard this plane was disgusting, but I didn't think it would be like this.
Well, I mean, if you run around murdering people for their treasure, of course there's going to be blood on it. Care to trade? I guarantee all my stuff is spotless.
Fine, but your paraphernalia had better be pristine.
I'll have you know, my paraphernalia is pristine indeed. I don't know why that sounded rude to me. Okay, so we have so much stuff I want to get off this woman. The most important thing that I want to get off her is, I think, there's a couple of important things. The gloves of dexterity, really want these. Set the wearer's dexterity score to 18. So this is like the club of Hildrite strength that we've got that gives Astarion like really high strength. So this is going to be so useful. I think I might give that to Lae'zel, especially if we're thinking about making her a monk as well, because monks use dexterity. What else have we got? The Daredevil gloves. Your ranged spell attacks are made as melee spell attacks when they are adjacent to a hostile creature. Sounds good. Again, we could steal off her, but I think it's very risky. I like these astral plate gloves. They're basically very similar to what Karlach has on, but they also add 1 to 6 force damage every time you do a critical hit, which again is just gonna be super, super helpful. It's like an upgrade to what Karlach has. Astral plate gloves and vital conduit boots. Yeah, do you know, can I afford both of those? I'm going to hopefully buy both of those if I can. There's a few magic items. There's the Unseen Menace. I don't think I'm going to end up using that necessarily, so I'm going to leave that. Yeah, I'll just kind of show you, like, there's a few different things. Leviathan's Wrath, I'd like to get that. It has a special thing here that's like the Razor Gale, 7 to 14 damage. So definitely worth kind of potentially using that. I just don't know who's going to necessarily use it. I kind of like the idea of Cordia dual wielding with the Faerun. I'll take it just in case. What I am looking at, one of the things I do really, really want to get is this Knife of the Undermountain King. Now this is going to be given to Dirge because he has 2 weapon fighting and he likes kind of light weapons. And it's a really, really cool, what is it? It's a short sword, very cool short sword. So Organ Rearranger. Whoa. Reduce the number you need to roll a critical hit. That is always useful. If anything ever reduces the number you need to get a critical hit, very, very worthwhile taking. By 1, this effect can stack. When you roll a 2 damage, so if you've got things like Great Weapon Master, I think that also does stuff with Savage Attacker is a really good one for that. So there's a few different things that can like help you to lower the number you need to roll a critical hit. Basically what that means, I have mentioned this before, but if anyone's confused, so when you go to hit someone with a sword or any attack on anyone, basically the game rolls a die for you. And if you get a 20, then you get a critical hit, and that means that you do double damage. So say I roll to hit and I roll a 20, and then I do 10 damage on the damage hit, damage roll, I'll actually do 20 damage. So later in the game, this really, really does stack. So say I hit someone later in the game in Act 3 and I'm doing 50 damage and I've crit hit them, that's going to do 100 damage. So against big bosses with a lot of hit points, it really, really does come in very, very useful. And so when you get these things that reduces the number by like 1, say I had 3 things that reduce the number of a critical hit and it stacks, I could get a critical hit on a 17, 18, 19, 20 and, you know, do double damage each time. So very, very useful to have. Also, it has Shadow Blade. You have advantage on attack rolls against lightly or heavily obscured targets when using this blade. So if anyone's in partial shadow or like full shadow, I get advantage, which means I'm like twice as likely to get a critical hit. So this is a very, very good weapon. Definitely recommend picking it up. One of the best light weapons in the game by far. And again, if you could dual wield, you could potentially have this in your main hand and something like Faerun in your offhand if you've got like 2 weapon fighting. So really, really like this. Definitely 100% getting this. We may return to her as well because she has a lot of arrows that I'm interested in getting, but for now I've got the main things that I want. It is an expensive purchase. Again, if you are feeling very brave and you know you don't mind annoying the Githyanki and you want to try pickpocketing her, that is up to you. If you don't have patch 7 yet and you want to use the backpack trick, absolutely give that a shot. I am just trading with her. Maybe we can get our money back later. I don't know. But I think I might have to dig into Dirge's pockets because I don't have quite enough. So balance offer, balance offer. There we go. Yeah, that is all my gold. Dirge has also lost some gold, but he is gaining a very good weapon. So barter. She's happy with that. I'm
on your way then.
Reasonably happy with that. She has my pristine gold, and yeah, let's go ahead and look at this loot. So I get really excited when I get new magic items. I love the magic items in the game, but you do get really overwhelmed by it because there's so many and you want to use them all and you can't. So you do have to kind of like, especially when you get into kind of like more strategic gameplay, for example, if you're doing honor mode or solo honor mode, you do have to get much more like planning ahead for each fight. Yeah, if you're on your first playthrough and you're like, I'm so overwhelmed by all these magic items, just play around with it, switch them out. You know, if something, you look at it and you think, yeah, send it to camp. You can always go back and get it later if you realize what it does. But yeah, like, definitely just have fun with it. Just pick whatever feels good to you in the moment. You don't have to get too perfect with it. One thing that I have noticed some players doing is that they want to use all the magic items on themselves, on their main character. You have a whole team with you. You play as all this big team, unless you're doing solo mode. So make sure you deck out all your characters, understand what their strengths are, understand what their special abilities are, and look after your team. You know, a strong team means that the whole game is going to be so much easier for you. So anyway, okay, I'll stop preaching. I'm going to send this to Dirge. For now, I'm just going to send these astral plate gloves to Karlach. And I'm going to send the, where are the other gloves? Here. The gloves of dexterity over to Lae'zel. And we've got some really nice stuff now. I'm excited. I do like the idea of using this. It's actually better than the Faerun, but the Faerun has that really cool melody action. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Faerun a bit longer. It is also, you know, a very, very special sacred sword to the Drow. Like the moon blades for the Drow choose the Drow. Like, I've been chosen to wield this blade. So, like, I feel really bad if I don't keep it, basically. Oh, I'm too excited about this game. I thought that was Dirge because he's a dragon. it was Gale. Dirge.
What now?
Okay.
It is an honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch out the Assassin's Touch because, again, that is only special for people who are knocked out or sleeping. So we're not going to use that right now. And I'm going to switch out the Knife of the Undermountain King. And I'm going to keep the Hunter's Dagger as my second weapon. But that is awesome. That is really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. Also, we have Lae'zel, who can now use the Gloves of Dexterity. So if I move this over here, you can see her Dexterity is only 13. Now, Githyanki, especially like the Githzerai, do have a lot of monk abilities. And so when we start to level up Lae'zel, because we're already at level 5 fighter, we've kind of got a lot of the good stuff. So when I continue to level her up, I'm going to start to give her monk things, which means if I have these gloves, because monks, their primary ability is dexterity, it means like Lae'zel is going to be really, really strong. Hopefully, if my plan goes to plan. Words are hard. So yeah, we're going to take off the gloves of missile snaring, which are one of my favourite gloves. I love these because when people attack you, you can kind of prevent that. But yeah, we're going to take those off and put on the gloves of dexterity, which give us dexterity 18 instead of 13. Really, really cool. Love it. Very excited about that.
We have not been visited by
also, Karlach has, because we picked up that, she's kind of a little bit encumbered. Let's switch out her gloves. So like I say, she has got these gloves of the Growling Underdog on currently, but if you compare them to the Astral Plate gloves, they both have Underdog Bravery, they both have strength saving throws, but the Astral Plate gloves are giving her that one, like that bonus 1 to 6 force damage. It's hard explaining stuff, guys. I hope you're sticking with me on this and I hope you're not too bored. I'm going to send the Firewine Barrel over to Will, perhaps. That's the one with the Kobold Iron, and then she's not encumbered anymore. So, we're looking pretty decent here. We're looking pretty beefy. Look at how cool Dirge looks in his new armour. Alright, so let's make our way into the Githyanki crash. Let's go into the heart of the crash through these heavy
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Oh, it's
Don't
exciting.
waste a step.
Who are these
I heard they're
people
making
here?
us join the patrol soon.
Youth
The search must be going
Tram.
badly. What if they don't find the weapon? Do we even know it?
An Istik? But you can't be here. I can't be seen with you. That's your cry.
Quanirel, the Inquisition have more to worry about than who you talk to in the corridors.
So, like I say, everybody's very on edge because the Inquisitor is here. It seems like the Inquisitor isn't linked specifically to their crash. It sounds like this is somebody who's working kind of a little bit higher up in the echelons of Githyanki society. Maybe they are working directly for Blackith. I don't know if this is the guy that we met on the Mountain Pass, Voss, who apparently is like, you know, Vlaakith's right-hand man. I don't know. But these kids, this basically the creche is what it sounds like. It's where Githyanki are born and raised and taught to fight. So these are kind of younger Githyanki. They are a bit frightened. I don't think he needs to threaten them. Inquisition. What are you talking about?
Our queen's eyes and ears. They're her will incarnate, and right now, they're here.
I'm not here to harm you. I don't know why I say this either. I am not here to harm you. Can you tell me more?
See? I told you. Nothing to worry about.
She's in her quarters, through those doors.
This way?
How I have longed for these familiar sounds and sights.
Well, I'll be. So even the ferocious Lae'zel has a soft side.
A possessive side. What is a warrior without something precious to protect?
Okay, what's a warrior without something precious to protect? And that's something I want to say that Dirge has never had before, right? He's never had anything worth protecting before. Like, all he's known is the dark urge. All he's known is, you know, that tendency to want to, like, kill and maim and slaughter. Like, that's always been his purpose. So to have a group of companions and to be starting to care about them and learn more about their stories and develop empathy. Oh, he's got something worth fighting for now, guys. Oh, that makes him more dangerous, I think. Interesting. Let's talk to everybody, see if anyone has anything else to say. Like, especially Lae'zel. This is her whole story, so I don't want to miss anything.
We must scout the creche. The purifier, the safest, will be in the infirmary.
Right. Should we rizz her up? Maybe it's not the time. Maybe later. I'm really excited that this is here now, though, because I've been wanting Dirge and Lae'zel to kind of get together. You know, the whole, like, Githyanki ride dragons thing? I've been wanting them to get together for ages, and the relationship hasn't been good enough until now. Cordia's had this option, but Dirge hasn't. I'm excited. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, we've also got this picture, this portrait of Vlaakith here as well.
This imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien.
Vlaakith herself. She is both the sun that blinds us and the void that contains us. Praise be.
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place.
Can we just talk for a moment of how cute Lae'zel is in that scene? She's so, like, that is definitely her softer side, right? That kind of, like, slightly naive side that kind of, you know, she knows her purpose in the world and she's so eager to please Vlaakith. Like, she just seems like a little girl in those moments, and I feel like, you know, such big sister energy to her. I really want to protect her, or big brother energy, I suppose it'd be with Dirge, even though that's weird because I did just say that I want to, like, have her ride me like a dragon. Let's move swiftly on. Study the subject's features.
This Githyanki looks different from the others you've seen here. The way her stark white skin stretches over her sharp features gives her a distinctly otherworldly aspect.
Sorry, yeah, it's a bit of a cold. I think it's COVID. I'm having trouble shaking it off. We're not doing this. Maybe somebody might do this, but not us. Inspect the symbol more closely. What are we getting on this roll? It's a straight D20. Can get guidance of Lae'zel though, so let's do that. 7. No idea. I don't know what that is. It's a squiggle. It's the artist's signature, clearly. I'm not using up my inspiration. I am saving that. We are going to need it. And I'm going to continue.
As hard as you rack your brain, the symbol doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
It looks like the fire emoji. Okay, cool. We're not disrespecting the portrait. I think I think it would really trigger Lae'zel. I don't think she'd be happy with us. But let's hang out here and let's switch back to Team A. Let's go back to Cordia. Okay, so let's head in deeper into the creche. Waypoint discovered. Sweet. Okay, so here's that central room.
I should have attended the Blackstaff's lectures on Githyanki Tirsu. If I understood their script, who knows what secrets their texts would surrender.
Why not ask one of the friendly, bloodthirsty warriors? I'm sure they'd be happy to translate.
So sorry, there's a lot of background noise there. Is that everything? I like the idea of, like, you know, Gale being interested in kind of like learning about the Githyanki language and kind of like learning more about their culture and history. That's really cool. We do have the cipher, Gale. I could just give you the cipher. I love that the cat's just here and they're all just accepting it. So where's Judge? Perhaps he's gone this way? He hasn't, he's gone to the left, but she doesn't know that yet.
Shame on Cress.
It's a classroom.
I'm sorry,
What's happening here? Seems a bit mean, doesn't it? Let's talk to some of the students.
When you have a chance to kill your enemy.
Are you here to learn from our Savage? He's so powerful and wise. No wonder Vlaakith put such faith in him.
How about this lady? What does she have to say?
Stop!
Stupid Vol! Why didn't you just kill me? The Savage will make our lives miserable.
Oh, why didn't he just kill me? Like, she's worried about somebody else. I think she's worried about this guy. And she's saying, why didn't you just kill me? It's like his life would be better if he'd just killed me. And now we're both going to be miserable. Like, what kind of teacher is this?
Kachuki! We are training to fight Genk. You think they will hesitate?
They won't need to if we keep killing each other for them. It's stupid. Orphe...
Silence! It seems your childish prattling is attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed. Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark?
Well, we're not fighting him. One of the options is that you can fight him yourself and just knock him out instead of killing him. But Cordia would be outraged. Killing your own soldiers is an odd strategy for winning a war.
Cowards are not tolerated in our ranks, though I gather they are welcome in yours.
I'll happily take him off your hands for you. He'd be very welcome in my group. Unfortunately, that's not an option. And she's right? Like, why are you killing your own soldiers? Like, that's stupid, right? I get the idea of, like, cull the weak, but also, like, what about, I don't know, giving them other jobs? Maybe they could be the cook, or maybe, you know, they could be the cleaner. Like, not everybody has to be a soldier, but apparently in Githyanki culture, you do. Leave the boy alone. You've made your point. Persuasion, persuade me. Okay, so we have something new here. I switched out Shadowheart's spells. I just went into a spell book and played around a little bit. And she has this thing, I think it's enhanceability, and you can enhance any ability basically. And we've got this Eagle's Splendor that she can give us for dialogue checks. Creature gains advantage on charisma checks until long rest. So I definitely want to take that off her. I can also give myself guidance, and if we wanted to, we could also use Bardic Inspiration from Astarion. I don't know. Do you know, we've got advantage as well. Like, why do I have advantage? Why do I have advantage? I don't even know why I've got... Oh, advantage is from Eagle Splendor. Okay. I think we've got this. It also gives us... We've got a plus of 7 to 10. I reckon we can do this without Bardic Inspiration because I don't want to use up all my stuff right now. My tummy was rumbling. We did it. Okay, guys, if you gave me guidance, thank you so much. That has worked. 26. Leave the boy alone. You've made your point.
I suppose your inane spewings have distracted enough from my lesson. Go wet the swords. I want them sharp enough to peel a Gake's eyeball just by looking at them. I hope you prove as weak as this should we meet on the battlefield, Istik.
Respecting your companions is not a weakness, it's a strength, I'll have you know, and that's why I will win. Okay, says the antisocial girl who likes playing computer games instead of going out and actually talking to her friends. I love you, my friends, if you're watching this. I'm just antisocial, it's just how I'm coded. Let's talk to some of these kids.
Outsiders aren't supposed to see us training. You should leave.
Well, if the grown-ups aren't making me leave, then shut up.
Did you see that? What a wimp! I'm way braver than Val.
Like, there's little kids in here watching their older peers, like, fight to the death. That is... no, we don't like that. Again, I was going to be a teacher. I actually got onto a PGCE course, and I didn't like the school system, so I was like, this isn't for me. I don't want to be, I don't know, chained by a lot of the policies. Anyway, it was a whole thing. But, like, I don't know, as a teacher, you want to do what's best for your students, and this scene really disturbs me. I want to do, like, more for them. But these guys are basically, they've just been told to fight to the death with swords, so...
I love fighting with daggers. It's so personal. You're close enough to see the light go out behind their eyes.
I'm sure Dirge would find that conversation fascinating.
What do I do? I failed the Savage. I failed Vlaakith herself. I'm going to double my training. No, triple. I won't waste this chance.
My tummy's rumbling so badly. I might have to... I've got some ginger biscuits. Excuse me a second while I eat a ginger biscuit. Snack time. Dry ginger biscuits. I'm not even, like, sick. Biscuits stuck in my teeth now. I'm sorry if you keep seeing me going like,
Mercy is death, death is mercy. This is Vlaakith's will.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Okay, let's talk to a few more people. Again, I'm sorry if I'm all biscuity.
Savage Kethk is a wonderful teacher. He'd happily help you improve your technique, Istik.
I'm not sure you could understand my technique. It's very advanced. Magic missile to the face. Youth Barakreth?
Savage Kethk always said this plane was full of weaklings.
So you can really see why Lae'zel is the way that she is, why she's so aggressive at first. They're very, very indoctrined in the Githyanki culture. I don't think it's necessarily healthy. Have we talked to this little kid?
Savage Kethk won't let us do anything fun till we pass this test. I just want to learn how to crush someone's brain with my mind. Splat!
I love her face there. She's like... I mean, that's what kids are like, right? But I don't know. So this is the guy who is getting... Sorry, I'm very clicky. This is the guy who is getting attacked on the foot. You can go away, you big meanie.
Slice flesh! What is it? These insufferable interruptions are distracting from my lessons.
I think you're a big meanie poo-poo face, and you should maybe take a break because you're looking a bit tired. It'd be a shame if someone stabbed you in the back. I'm curious, why make them fight to the death?
Our wars are waged against Gake, not bandits and petty thieves. The slightest mistake, the smallest hesitation, and you die. The warrior next to you dies, 100 more behind them. So we ensure that in our ranks, there are no mistakes. I wouldn't expect an Istik to understand. On this plane, inadequacy is expected.
Listen, I'm pretty sure With a few potions of speed, I reckon my gang could take you. I'm not going to put that theory to the test, because I don't really want to attack a room full of children. But,
Mercy is death. Death is
let's talk to this guy. I actually want to heal him a little bit. There we go. It's only a tiny amount, but at least he's one step away from death, you know? Let's talk to this guy.
That was amazing. I've never seen someone talk the Savage down from a rage like that. He's always telling us how we have to be ruthless, that death is the only mercy we deliver. But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind.
I do consider, as a cleric, compassion and kindness as strengths. Who is he not talking about? I have a theory. I did it for the gold, now pay up. Just like who? If there's a like-minded soul here, I would love to meet them. Ooh, we're gonna roll for it. I think we've got this. I don't want to use... I don't want to take guidance off because it might take Eagle's Splendor away. I don't quite know how that works thoroughly. I'm just going to use guidance on myself. Guys, guide me. Okay, we got it. We did it. Come on, fess up. Who are we meeting here?
I speak of Orpheus, the true prince. He's so strong and wise, and he rides a comet. A comet! We're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith knows if you even think his name. I found his book. Part of it, anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable.
Really, really is into Orpheus. Big fan, big hero. We love to see it. Okay, so just as a quick recap, when we went to the Underdark and we went to the Wizard's Tower, we did find a Githyanki slate, which had some, what Lae'zel thought of as propaganda about this Orpheus, and how Vlaakith perhaps isn't the intended leader of the Githyanki, and perhaps Mother Gith, who was like the original goddess, she had a son, Orpheus, who perhaps is the one that's supposed to be leading the people. Lae'zel thought this was propaganda. She thought it was absolute trash, rubbish, heresy. I don't know, maybe we want to find out more about this. It is one of our missions. It is one of our goals, objectives, to find out more about Prince Orpheus. So, do others here read these Orpheus stories?
I don't think so. No one I've met. I drew his symbol where I thought someone might see it and recognize it, but nobody did. I must have the only copy.
Yes, very sad about that payment you owe me. Isn't this so funny? Like the tone change sometimes with some of the options. But how did you get the book? If not, let me do that again. But how did you get the book if not from someone here?
A group of warriors came, outsiders, on a mission for Vlaakith herself. Savage Kethk made us clean their armor, and I found it inside one of the breastplates. Wish I knew who it belonged to. I have so many questions. Hopefully, one day I'll find them.
Do you think that might be Kithrak Boss and his little gang? They were looking for the weapon, right? And they were very merciless, right? They weren't nice Githyanki. But there was that thing where he said he was like flying to Vlaakith, and Dirge did a deception check and was like, wherever he's going, he's not going to Vlaakith. Have we found like a little bit of a like subculture here? Like, is there a little bit of some dissent among the ranks, perhaps? Interesting. Okay. So we can ask for it, but I'm hoping we can do a little trade here. Here, have a look at my chapter. Perhaps you can find some answers in there. I like the idea of kind of almost like just not even like causing dissent amongst the ranks, but letting people learn that there's other ways of thinking out there. You know, hearing the stories, whether they accept them or reject them, I think is really important. I think it's better when it comes to loyalty to a leader. I think it's better that someone, you know, actively knows all the information and you know, chooses loyalty despite there being, you know, because they've weighed those options up themselves, because they've made an informed choice. You know, I think that's true loyalty. Loyalty because you have hid information, I think is a dangerous game for leaders, because, you know, when people find out that they've been lied to, you know, they're not going to be as loyal to that leader in the first place. So I don't know, I think it's healthy to have a range of views and have your leaders, like, have people follow you because they want to. I think that's what a sign of a strong leader. Anyway, have a look at my chapter. Perhaps you can find some answers in there.
What is it? Is this another part of the book? These words. There's so much more to know about him. I can't believe it. Please, let me give you the fragment I have. Thank you, Rastil. Razerai ka tavkin crashed.
What did he just say? Let me get my cipher out. Lizelle. Oh, he was right there. The guy was right next to us for that conversation. I wish we could, like, lure him away. We probably could have done with the cat or something, but then everybody would have come. I don't know. At least nobody heard us. Well, that is very interesting, isn't it? Oh, I hate the sound of that guy's voice. He's annoying. We must find Lizelle and tell her what we've heard. Okay, let me just speak to everybody and see if anyone's got any thoughts on the situation.
If this place is as inviting as other aspects of Githyanki culture, we'll be in for an interesting time, to say the least.
Okay. Interesting time. I mean, it must be really scary for Shadowheart because she actually has that Githyanki artifact that she stole from a Githyanki crash. And now she's like back in, I don't know if it's the same one or a different one, but she's back in a Githyanki crash with this stolen artifact. Like, that is a really risky situation for her. Very, very chill about it though. Respect. Gale, this is gonna be funny.
A real Githyanki crash. Few outsiders learn the secrets of such places. Fewer still live to share their observations. A keen eye and a quiet tongue may serve us well here.
What's with his lips? A keen eye and a quiet tongue might serve us well here, yeah. Good advice, as always, Gale. Astarion. So Githyanki Astarion. I kind of love it. I love this on him. I don't know why it suits him, but it just does. Are you ready?
Honestly, I don't love walking into a den of killer Gith warriors. Especially not with the you-know-what still wriggling in our heads. The Gith probably think decapitation is a perfectly reasonable cure.
It kind of reminds me of David Bowie a little bit. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is about him. I think there is something about the Githyanki that does remind me of this kind of like Starman, like Bowie kind of like vibe to them. When I first did my first playthrough, and I was like picking my Dream Guardian and customizing them, I went for a Githyanki. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, a lot of people make like a hot Dream Guardian. I was like, oh, it'll be funny if I make it like, and oh my god, did it mess me up. So as we go into this, like, there's certain situations, and I'll tell you when we get to them, where it got so confusing. Have a Githyanki as your Dream Guardian, you don't know who you're fighting or what is going on. It's super confusing. Okay, let's keep moving. And let's find Lisa. Where did she go? That's the entranceway. That's where we came from. Oh, there they are. Let's go. Let's go and chat to them. Lysel, we found out some more information. Brand new information.
You must have questions.
Okay, we've got so much to say. Well, the crash training room was illuminating. Are Gith instructors always so brutal?
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
Well, that's awful. Is life not precious to the Githyanki?
Not every life is equal. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. Their lives were not precious. They were a blight that required expunging. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
I don't know if I agree with this. It does sound a lot like drow culture. If you live in the Underdark and you're in drow society, that's also very, very brutal. But I escaped that. I wanted a better life for our future generations. So also I reckon Shadowheart probably is listening to this and thinking, sounds a bit familiar. Lae'zel, I met a youngling and he knew about Orpheus. He had another disc. Ask Lae'zel about the disc from the crash. Can you read it?
Your mind connects with Lae'zel's, and together you envision the Githyanki disc.
Another part of the Orpheus tale. This one has been translated to Common.
I'd like to hear you tell the story.
Fine. The Prince of the Comet, Part 2. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed with righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the one sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlaakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss, Gestil Kithrak, lit the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. True heir, glorious prince, there's no greater crime than to exalt the pretender called Orpheus.
Okay, so suspicions confirmed. It mentioned Voss, who's the guy that we met when we were trying to find the mountain pass, and he attacked us at one point, but then we re-rolled and it was fine. That guy, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of him, but ooh, there's something rotten in the state of Crash Kalair. Wait, hang on, Crash Kalair's... Which crash are we in again? I've forgotten. Right, hang on a second. I need to read that. We need to slow down and read that. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's right there. Wait. Mighty Voss. I don't know. Is this the same Voss? They do live for a very long time. Gestil Kithrak. That's how he introduced himself, right? He said he was Gestil Kithrak. He lit the astral sky aflame. Wait, by the true heir, the Prince of Comet would not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Oh no, Mighty Voss was fighting against. He lit the sky aflame and defeated Orpheus? Am I getting that right? Which explains why he's like such an important Githyanki. Okay. Okay, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do next. Ah. Let's keep looking around for people. Who's this youth Viskir?
Look, I don't have time to talk to you, Istik. This place isn't going to clean itself.
See, they need the people to do the cleaning. Like, not everybody has to be strong. Not everybody has to be a warrior. Some people can be cleaners. You know, I respect cleaners so much. I'm bad at cleaning. I don't know. I think I've got like undiagnosed ADHD. So I'm so bad at cleaning. Like, I'll do it for like 5 minutes. What's going on? I'll do it for like 5 minutes and get like completely distracted by something, and then it's like everything's just abandoned and messier than it was when I started. I'm not naturally good at cleaning, and so like I don't know, people who like cleaning and are good at it and are good at keeping on top of it, like, so much respect for those people. Can they come to me and help me and look after me, because I'm not good at looking after myself. Like, I do what I have to do, but it's not easy for me, let's put it that way. It's not easy for anyone who likes cleaning. Some people like cleaning. Like, I wish I liked cleaning. How much better would my life be if I enjoyed cleaning? Right, anyway, stop whinging. What are these kids doing?
Not now, Kachuki! We're busy!
What's in the chest? It's making an awful noise.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, I fucking would. That's why I asked. I'm sorry for the swear. Whatever it is, I think you should stop. It's clearly not having a good time. Like Dirge would care, but I want to do this.
No.
Yes. Stop it. Let that thing out. He's getting annoyed by how rude these kids are, basically.
Nah, we're having fun.
Look here, you little shits. I said stop. Am I intimidating, guys? Could I be Dirge? Guidance, let's go. Calling them little shits. Again, I wouldn't speak that way to kids. Like, I might think that on the inside. I'm not going to say it on the outside. Again, I think a lot of the way kids behave is how they're allowed to behave to an extent. Obviously, you know, some children have got different things going on that might make them, you know, a little bit more rambunctious than other children, but yeah, I don't blame children for the way they act. Like, it's entirely their parents and guardians' responsibility to teach them to behave, or if they're doing something that is disruptive, you know, to distract them. Anyway, but this is what Dirge would say.
Fine, if you're going to be a big baby about it.
A big ugly baby?
Open it up then. It's all yours.
And honestly, like, again, I was doing teacher training. Sometimes the kind of more rambunctious children can be the most interesting. And actually, like, I kind of love kids who are a little bit rebellious against, like, authority and some of the structures that are in place, especially when I think the structures aren't necessarily working for them. I think kids are actually surprisingly smart, you know, and they find their own way in the world. We all do eventually, you know. Sometimes traditional situations are not the best for all children. Like, sometimes they work great, sometimes they don't, and being able to be flexible and modify. Anyway, I'm getting into a whole different thing. Lae'zel, I'm going to have Lae'zel take charge to talk to these people because I feel like they're going to be a little bit more communicative with another Githyanki.
I hope the Kithrak sends me to help find the artifact next.
Nice that. She's got, oh, I can't think of the right word for it. I'm thinking of alopecia. That's a completely different thing.
What are you going to do with the chest? It's dark.
I am gonna pick it up and put it in my inventory and maybe use it against some other Githyanki if I need to. If I need to create a distraction.
Adults are so rubbish. You never let us have any fun.
Alright, little orphan Githyanki, chill out. The Folly of Zenhimon. After Mother Gith freed us from our illithid bonds, so this is Vlaakith propaganda here, or Vlaakith what do you call it? Even if it's not propaganda, like their side of the story. After Mother Gith freed us from our illithid bonds, Mother Gith traversed the plains, discovering civilizations thriving among the stars. She conquered, she colonized, she controlled, and all the while, Zerthimom questioned. Ooh, questioned who? Vlaakith? I think Vlaakith would be like, respect my authority, but he and his disciples struck with words. He claimed that because the Gith had been born anew, we did not know ourselves, that in building an empire we proved ourselves no better than former slavers. Gith retaliated with silver, so they used silver weapons, so she attacked them. So began the war for the one sky. Oh, this is the Githzerai! This is the Githzerai! I love the Githzerai. They are like, so the like Mother Gith, like the Gith race branched into the Githyanki, who are like the soldiers, very militant, very like structured, and the Githzerai, who are a little bit more monkey, like monkish, like the monks, not like the monkeys. Yeah, they're a little bit more like free thinking. They believe in like autonomy, freedom of, you know, choice. So I'm a big fan of the Githzerai. I think it's a crime that they were not added to the game. Like, I want to play as a Githzerai. I have kind of done it, I've role played, and I think there are mods to have those kind of like races added. But yeah, I can't believe that they didn't I can't believe they didn't give us that as an option. Anyway, upon his inevitable defeat in the blasted plains, Zerthimon's faithful retreated to Limbo, and there they remain, languishing in the lethargy they crave. So they're calling them lazy and lethargic just because they have a different attitude to life, just because they believe in like philosophy and you know, creative arts as well, a little bit more. They are still quite militant, like they're not kind of like all lovey-dovey. They're just kind of a more modern version of the Githyanki, where I think the Githyanki are very old-fashioned and traditional and kind of, you know, boxed-in thinking. Languishing in the lethargy they craved, free of inner fire, free of purpose. They've just found a different purpose. They call themselves the Githzerai, those who spurn Mother Gith. We call them, I don't think they do spurn Mother Gith. I think they just spurn Vlaakith. We call them Hasharlaki, the unforgivable. Big fan of the Githzerai. Yeah, maybe let me know, like once we finish doing this, maybe I can do like a Githzerai playthrough. We can maybe get a mod, see how that goes. I would love that. See how that plays with Lae'zel. You know, it'd be like similar to having like Shadowheart being a worshipper of Shar and playing as like a Selûne cleric. You know, that kind of tension could be really fun. So we can't really look in a lot of these things. Let's talk to this person here.
You're from the outside, aren't you? I can tell. You walk different to the others. Less directed.
Interesting. Lae'zel, are we having an impact on you? Are you thinking for yourself? What? We're gonna have her out of this like see you later Toby in no time. Another person over here, Youth Miria?
Rest time feels so wasteful. I could be training right now.
Listen, rest is important. You can't be an effective warrior if you don't get effective sleep. Trust me, I didn't get enough sleep last night and I'm really feeling it. So this is kind of like a waiting room, I guess. I think this is kind of connected to like the doctors, like the clinic.
I know the Gustle does necessary work, but does she have to enjoy it so much?
Ooh, interesting. So the doctor seems a bit mean. They seem to enjoy inflicting pain on their patients. I don't know if this like bodes well for us with the whole Zakith thing, but you know, we'll keep an open mind, possibly literally. Let's talk to this person.
This creche is... If you're looking for the young ones, they're with the Savash in combat drills.
We're not actually. What were you going to say then, Lae'zel? I hate when I cut things off. This creche's bunks look entirely too soft for my liking. Okay, she's used to firmer mattresses apparently. Someone's sleeping here as well.
Considering this creche has a Kithrak under Inquisition, there's a lot of idle kin here.
You're the one sleeping. What are you on about? Okay, a Kithrak under investigation. So what's Kithrak? Voss was a Kithrak, right? I don't know. I don't know if Voss is like... I don't know whose side he's on. Is there like another Kithrak here that we're supposed to be aware of? What's this? Disguise self. Oh yeah. Okay, alright. I am going to save and we're going to go and speak to the doctor and see if we can get these tadpoles taken out of our brains. Like, tension is high right now. I'm nervous. I am nervous about this. I can't even tell you. I think I want to swap Astarion out for Will. though before we do this. So let me just go to Historian, because before we go in there, I want this little sneaky guy to come over here and look at this portrait for a reason.
This imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien. In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place.
Could it be a comet, perhaps? Let's look at Historian. It's weird because he kind of looks like him. I can't, it's so strange. I can't explain it. Let's see. Let's give him a chance to see if he does recognize this symbol, especially because we've just been talking about Orpheus and the comet. I feel like it is related to that. I wonder if that little lad did it. I'm just going to do guidance off Cordia. I don't want to use the Fox's Cunning because I think it might take mine off. Ah, we got critical success. Did you guys guide me? Thank you so much if you guided me for that.
You
Amazing.
recall stories of a prince riding a comet just like this one. With sudden clarity, you realize it's the symbol of Orpheus, a forgotten hero from the tales of your youth.
From your youth? It's just because he's dressed as a Githyanki, just because he's wearing a Githyanki skin suit right now doesn't mean that he was taught all the tales of Orpheus from his youth. Maybe he was. We don't really know a lot about Astarian's youth, like who he was, you know, originally. Like all I know is that before he became a vampire, he was a magistrate in Baldur's Gate. We don't know a lot more about his background. I assume he's, you know, somewhat of a noble. If he was a magistrate, it's quite a posh job. I say that, but my stepdad was a magistrate, and he's not that posh. He's amazing. He's a legend. I wouldn't describe him as posh. Okay. And okay, let's dexterity, because the story is a bit naughty, and draw a new face onto the portrait and hope we get away with this. I did just save. We did it, we did it, we did it. Yay, exactly. If you meet it, you beat it. Let's go. His face as he does this.
You take a moment to fully appreciate your masterpiece. She certainly looks a little less regal now.
He's so naughty. Okay, we need to get away from here. We need to run. Run away. Okay, is anyone going to notice it?
What is this? I need to get rid of it before the Inquisitor sees.
Oh, I hope we didn't get him in trouble. Like, I'd feel bad if we got this little dude in trouble. But Astarian totally would do that. Okay, I'm gonna have, excuse me. Again, I've had a bit of a cold. I'm gonna have Cordia go ahead and group Will. And I'm gonna have Dirge go ahead and group Astarian. They can kind of high five as they run past each other. Here comes Will. Astarian, your presence is required.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Come over here. Alright, are we ready, guys? Are we ready? I am not ready. I'm gonna save again. This might be it. This might be the end of the game. We might get the tadpoles taken out of our heads. We might be cured. I don't know. Like, how long, like, from, like, episode 2, episode 1 probably, Lae'zel has been like, I need to find a crash. We need to find the Zakith device. This will cleanse us of the tadpole. And now it's finally happening. Again, Dirge isn't a particularly trustful person, so he's definitely going to be... Especially because a few things have been like implanted into our mind, both literally and figuratively, of like a few seeds of doubt about whether Lae'zel's beliefs could potentially be a little bit misplaced. Especially because in a parallel timeline, the Githyanki patrol actually did turn on us, even though Lae'zel was following protocol. So let's see how this works out for us. It could work, it could not work, right? So here's the doctor. Let's come in here and shut this door just for a bit of privacy, you know? And this looks like the Zakith. Yeah, Zathisk device, if I can try and say it correctly. There's one of these Nautiloid tanks over here. She's got a lot of illithids.
A parasite. Take it. It might be useful.
Okay, so she does have like illithid parasites here. She does have tadpoles on the table. So maybe she does extract them from people. Maybe, you know, this is legit. There's like a bowl of them here as well. Absolutely gross. So it looks like she's quite experienced. It looks like she's done this a lot of times. A massive compendium of notes documenting with clinical precision the dissection of over 200 illithid parasites recorded in the common tongue. Sample 231. Observations. External presentation consistent with previous samples, but intestinal coloration is not. Internal fluids also appear discoloured and infused with some sort of powerful magic. Magic type and purpose currently unknown. Notes. I need to spend some time reading about the magic in this land. My studies in Narath, extensive as they are, do not cover whatever this magic is. Maybe it's Netherese magic. You know how most magic comes from the weave? But Gale, he messed around with the Netherese magic, and that's kind of why he's got this like explosive chest. These parasites are unusual. Hang on, let me try that again. These parasites are unusual. I will need to retrieve similarly unusual examples in order to deduce a pattern. Intestines of the parasite or intestines of the person you removed them from? That is my question. Okay, let's have another little poke around before we talk to her. I don't quite trust this lady.
No one back home will ever believe
There's a parasite nearby. You should take a closer look.
Listen, I would, but it's red. And again, it's the Dream Guardian telling him to do this, and he doesn't trust the Dream Guardian, right? So, let's read this book here, Infirmary Records, just to get an idea of what's going on with this place before we talk to her. A list of, sorry if you heard that noise that my mouth made there. A list of Githyanki names and the treatment they received in the infirmary. It is written in the common tongue. The name Val comes up 47 times. Hang on, Savash Keth. Far be it from me to tell you how to do your job, but may I suggest doing something about Val? He's a drain on resources, not to mention interrupting my research, and I'd like to go through at least 2 days without seeing him again. Gustil Stornigos? So wait, hang on, who's Val? Is Val the person that we talked to? Hang on, let me just check the Orpheus stuff. It doesn't mention the kid that we got it off. What was his name? I want to go back and check now. But who's this person? So the doctor is Gustil Stornigos. Okay. I don't know how I feel about it yet, guys. Let's talk to her.
Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord. Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
I am a child of Gith, not discarded rat flesh. Am I not due your respect?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Let the istic with you speak, and I will decide what respect you're owed.
Okay, I'm getting so many thoughts right now. So, one, I don't like people disrespecting my baby girl, and I love that baby girl stood up for herself there. Like yeah, you tell her, Lae'zel. I like this lady. Like, on first impression, she seems very intelligent, very scientific. Hopefully not evil. She does seem to be doing her own thing. You know, she's not maybe quite as entrenched with everything else that's going on with the crash with all the other warriors. She does seem to have her own independent purpose here. And that's what I mean. Not everybody needs to be a fighter. You need doctors, you need healers, right? I don't know if she's friend or foe, basically. She could be. It could go either way. We could convince her, right? She wants to speak to us. I normally like to defer to Lae'zel because the Githyanki are more likely to respect Lae'zel for that, but the Doctor is addressing us directly. She wants to speak to us, so I'm not going to defer to Lae'zel right now. I think the question that Dirge would want to know would be, is that thing's host still alive?
A very specific question. One that speaks of a more personal motivation for asking. I can only deduce. You have a parasite of your own.
Poker face, poker face. Merely curious. You seem an expert on the subject. I may have to fight some of these geik in the future, and I'd like to know what I'm up against. Guide me. I don't know if this is gonna work. Guidance me, Lae'zel. Oh, I didn't think we were gonna do it then. When I rolled the 8, I thought game was up. Okay.
Curiosity without toil is like a broken viewing glass. Unfocused and incapable of insight. Let's see what knowledge your labors have borne so far. Tell me, what is your understanding of ceremorphosis?
Well, I barely know anything. I'm definitely not infected myself. I came here because you're the expert. You tell me. Please, explain it to me.
The stupidity encouraged on this plane never ceases to amaze me. Listen carefully. The tadpole is a parasite. Once it consumes enough of your brain matter, it instigates an excruciating transformation. Every fiber, every sinew of your being is torn apart and reformed into the repugnant flesh of a geich or illithid. That is ceremorphosis.
No, definitely something I intend to avoid. Thanks for that. Learn something new every day.
A facile achievement for those who know so little to begin with.
Oh! I mean, Slay Queen. Like, I kind of love her. Okay, let's have a look at this thing a little bit more closely. And I just want to see what Lae'zel's thinking in this moment.
Speak. Quickly.
You look beautiful right now, my naughty little pumpkin. I'm saying naughty little pumpkin because I follow, well, a lot of the cast of Baldur's Gate, kind of they pop up on my TikTok feed all the time, and Devora Wild was shouting it, Devora Wild, who plays Lae'zel, was shouting it at Shadowheart and one of the director's characters. So like, I was like, I have to remember that. I need to use that line every time I talk to Lae'zel now for the rest of the game.
Little pumpkins.
So we've got repeats of what we've already said. I want to. It's not the time to be talking about that. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, Lae'zel, I think you need to go and talk to the doctor. She's very eager for this. She's been waiting a long time for this.
Vertical incision from pineal eye.
We've seen this.
If you require treatment, take a seat, Kin. Or do you have a question?
Do you see the way she was stood there?
Well then.
This is very Lae'zel. But I want to ask first, like, oh no, she would say that. I am Lae'zel of Kalir. I have come to be purified.
Cursed is the day that even we become geik incubators. Tell me, how long have you been infected?
Longer than you'd expect ceremorphosis to take, and with none of the symptoms.
Fascinating. So you're conscious of your infection, but showing no signs of cerebral impairment. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the Zaithisk. I will ensure you're cured.
I mean, both, right? Like, baby girl is definitely special. She's special to us. But also, yeah, the tadpole seems a bit magical. She knows what the Zakith will do. It'll cleanse her, right? She would say, I have waited long for this.
It will be worth it, I assure you.
Like,
Lae'zel
is...
never get to experience the Zaithis. Vlaakith smiles on you.
Wait, what? Most of our kin don't get to experience Zakis. I assume they kill each other, like, as soon as they know they're infected. Like, Lae'zel did pull a knife on us in the middle of the night. Like, she's like, as soon as you show signs of transforming, you're dead. So I assume a lot of the Githyanki, like, even though she's saying her protocol is to go to the Zakith device, I think she would have been more than willing to have, like, you know, RIP'd herself, and us at the slightest, like, indication of Ceremorphosis. So it does make sense actually that probably a lot of Githyanki haven't, you know, used this, especially because they change so quickly. Normally ours is special, but normally, like, you know, the time it would take to get back here and get on this, you know, a lot of people would have already transformed and been killed by the rest of the Githyanki with them. So that does make sense. But then if she's extracted like 230 something tadpoles, 260 tadpoles, who is she extracting them off? Are they just getting them out of like dead bodies? Like, what's the deal here? I don't know. I'm still a bit suspicious. So I want to talk to her. I want to make sure she's really, really sure.
At last, the Zaithisk. Come, let us be purified.
Okay. She looks so pretty in that light. Okay, all right, okay, let's click on it. Let's go.
The device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something.
The Zaithisk. Vlaakith's purity distilled. My duty. My right.
I mean, she's saying Vlaakith's purity distilled, but it looks very, very similar to the Illithid stuff to me. It looks like what we saw aboard the Nautiloid. I don't know about this, Lae'zel. Honestly, let's try and examine the device. It's a straight D20, so give me that guidance. Hopefully she'll give me guidance. Yeah, okay. I'm going to save the Bardic Inspiration. We're basically Jon Snow. We know nothing. I rolled a 3. Okay, I'm not using the inspiration. I'm saving it.
The device is part organic, part synthetic. But you can't tell how it was made or how it works.
Stand aside. My time has come.
Yeah, I think it is on brand actually. Like, how would Dirge know how that thing worked? Other than, you know, it looks like something aboard the Nautiloid. Like, I don't think he'd know more than what we just rolled, to be honest. He's not going first. There's no way. Go ahead, Lae'zel. You earned it.
Praise Vlaakith. Let it be done.
Sit, child. Let the Zaithisk end your suffering.
That's foreboding. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, her little face.
You must focus on the parasite at all times. The Zaithisk will do the rest.
Oh, it went from like scared to determined. Like, watch her facial expressions.
An unseen blade cleaves your mind in two. Impossible pain sears your bones and body in concert with Lae'zel's.
Oh, baby girl!
Yes, child. Speak the Talakit. Meditate on its verses.
You feel Lae'zel's mind rip and rupture. Is this purification? Is this the cure?
I don't know, it doesn't seem good. Get out of there, Lae'zel. You won't survive this anguish. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I'm saving it, We've got a roll of 30. but I'm saving this. Oh my god! Right, okay. Alright guys, you don't even understand. I've done this, I've practiced this several times because I really didn't want it to go horribly wrong and I wanted to know what to expect. So I've kind of pre-tested this scenario and situation to know what I'm going to do in the moment. And never once have I passed any of these checks. So I don't know what's about to happen when we do this. I know what happens when I fail. Basically, there's 3 checks, and I normally fail all 3. I'm excited. I'm excited. Is she gonna listen?
Yes. I feel it. Splitting. Burning.
Is she okay?
What madness is this? The Zaithis nearly destroyed me. I am Githyanki. I will not be gay.
My life's work gone. And yet she lives. And so does her parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she wants it.
Yeah, dodgy doctor. Okay, oh my god, so much in that moment. Can you see the tears in my eyes? That line where she's like, I will not be kicked. Like, I love it when she starts to stand up for herself. So Lae'zel's whole thing, basically, like, oh, and I was talking about this with my eldest, because my eldest is currently playing with one of her friends, and her friend hates Lae'zel because he's only played the kind of starter bits of the game, and at the beginning of the game, like, Lae'zel's so aggressive and she's so standoffish and mean, and it's hard to like her at first, you know. It's kind of like, why would I team up with her? Unless it's kind of like, you know, I just need a lot of people on my team so that I can survive myself. You know, you know, a lot of people, she's the least favourite character. In my playthrough, I entirely missed the entire Githyanki Crash, and Lae'zel was probably one of the characters I played with least and I connected with least. And then I did, like, when you actually see her entire story, oh my god, she is absolutely, definitely one of my favourite characters. I love her so much, super protective over her. Her little face, oh, just her expressions, like, because, you know, she has this really tough front, right? She has this, you know, she's been raised as a fighter. She's really tough and mean. And then when she has those moments of vulnerability, or when she's scared or unsure, or, you know, when she's having a naive moment, her little facial expressions absolutely kill me. And so when in that moment, when it's such a pivotal moment for her, because everything she's believed in, everything that she's been taught, everything that she's been trained to do, the protocol, the faith that she had that she was doing the right thing and she would be rewarded for doing the right thing, is absolutely, like, dissolving under her feet. It's like the ground is falling out beneath her. Her whole world is crumbling in this moment, and she just nearly died on that stupid machine that blew up and nearly killed her. And she's so angry and disappointed. I will not be Gake. That, you know, her standing up for herself in that moment, it gets me every time. It's such a powerful moment for her. Like, and again, if any of the Baldur's Gate writers happen to be watching this, like, it's just such a powerful moment. It's so well written, and I absolutely adore Lae'zel and her whole story now. Okay, but now we're dealing with the Doctor. In this moment, Lae'zel's angry. She wants answers. You know, she's not a happy little pumpkin. And so we're now looking at this Doctor who, luckily we've got that insight check. We can see that she is so fanatical about these parasites and her work that she might be ready to kill us. You know, she ruthlessly, just so that she can further her own studies. She's not actually interested in saving us. And so I know that if she leaves this room, she's gonna basically come back with a load of Githyanki and try and kill us. So we need to convince her Otherwise, we need to pass this deception check. And this is why I've got Astarion with me. And this is why I've been holding on to that bardic inspiration. You're wrong. Can't you see it in her eyes? The parasite is clearly dead. Guidance, guidance, guidance. Okay, here we go. If you meet it, you beat it. We've done it. Okay, so she's gonna stay. We're okay. We're safe.
Really? Then all this destruction was a symptom of its power? Incredible. I am disappointed that we could not extract it alive. It would have been an exceptional specimen. In any case, the problem is resolved. Leave me. I must salvage what I can.
Yeah, so she was basically ready to kill Lae'zel.
No, it can't be! It can't! This was my right!
Poor girl. Poor baby girl.
I followed protocol. I kept to my faith. Yet the Zaithisk might have killed me. Someone must have tampered with it. An aberrance I can't begin to comprehend.
Obviously, we're not saying that one, because that's not true. Who could have tampered with the device?
There must be a Sharlak in this creche. A traitor. The sort that is hunted, slaughtered, and erased from our histories. Few would dare dishonor their queen. Fewer still would be so brazen. Now hurry. We must go to the Toarie and inform him of the Zaithisk's tampering.
Well, baby girl, listen, honestly... So is she accusing the healer of tampering, or is this, like, is she not particularly accusing anyone? I think Lae'zel is... Oh, we can all level up, yay! I think we're going to do that in the next episode, though. I want to kind of think about what I'm doing first. I think Lae'zel is kind of in denial right now. She's still clinging onto that old belief system that, you know, that she followed protocol and the protocol is correct and Vlaakith is correct. And, you know, clearly somebody's betraying Vlaakith. I mean, we found out evidence of this, you know, this subculture of people who believe in Orpheus. So technically, you know, and Voss as well is looking a bit shifty. You know, he said he was flying to Vlaakith and he wasn't. So we do know that all is not well in the Githyanki creche, at least this creche. And yeah, there definitely does seem to be some dodgy stuff going on. So, like, Lae'zel being, you know, fiercely loyal to Vlaakith, you know, being so like brainwashed into believing in the goddess, semi-goddess, Lich Queen, I don't know, that, you know, she's in denial that there could be anything wrong with this whole situation. I'm getting red flags all over the place. This seems like a see you later Toby, right, to me. So anyway,
go on. My time is vital. Do not squander it.
So the thing is,
Can't risk being in open view.
I don't think I trust this lady, and I think based on Dirge being a natural born killer kind of thing, you know, he's got that dark urge, you know, he's starting to really care about these companions, and he just saw and felt all that pain that Lae'zel was under and the betrayal and everything. He's really feeling all that for her, and he's angry. We're gonna kill the doctor.
Best get in and out.
Your violence hasn't gone unnoticed. It's about to be returned in kind.
Yeah, we don't like her. Benefit of the doubt, because she's an intelligent lady and, you know, we respect the science, but no, she's ruthless, right? And yeah, she nearly killed Lae'zel. There's no forgiving her. And we need to do a bit of fighting in this episode, right? So main hand attack. Let's go. Come on, Lae'zel. I really want you to do this shot. Come on. You got it, girl. Oh, she missed. No, Lae'zel, why? It's okay. She's got like 4 more hits. Okay, action surge. Okay, I wish the camera had stopped resetting. And again. Listen, like I say, if we'd have failed that check, she would have gone out and come back with basically a load of teenagers, a load of children to come and fight us. She would have got like a handful of those soldiers and come back in and attacked us, and we would have had to fight those basically kids, right? Brainwashed kids. And I didn't want to do that, so I'm happy with my decision. Dirge is happy with his decision. And if we check her body, she has some really interesting items, like this Githyanki short sword, which may come in useful. I don't know, Astarion might have that, maybe. I'm going to send it to Lae'zel for the time being, because, I don't know, Githyanki, you know, it's her theme. I don't think it's better than what she currently has. But we also have this Aberration Hunter's Amulet, which says a Githyanki wearing this amulet has advantage on intelligence saving throws, and aberrations also have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. Aberrations, I think, are things like... I don't even know what they are. I can't give you examples, but yeah, that might be a nice one for Lae'zel, and it gives us ancient grudges. And if I look at this, touch the amulet and to subsume a sliver of the knowledge of the Gith, you gain advantage on attack rolls against aberrations. So it's an action basically that it's giving us. Many a Githyanki hunter have worn this amulet before you. The strange stones set in swirling silver, that's a lot of alliteration on the S word, not the S word, on letters beginning with S, reverberate with echoes of their magic. That's quite hard to read just on my screen. Yeah, so we've got some cool stuff, man. What's this here? Oh, boiled beholder eye stalks. Okay, I guess that's alchemy stuff, and a key. Right, let's loot this place. I definitely want to take this with me because these are useful for fighting. Let's look in this trunk. We can basically loot the place now. You know, we can say, when we leave, we can just be like, the doctor's busy. But I want to take these Mind Flayer parasites. I don't think there's much else over here. We've read the research notes. Yeah, we need to stop her doing that to anyone else. You know, it's people who are coming here seeking treatment, and she's basically just killing them for her own research. You know, I wish I could take this with me. This looks cool. I want to inspect the parasites. Yeah, just, you know, she was a bad woman. She needed to be stopped. Don't mind if I do. Greater healing potion. But we are not done yet. I think they would head out, acting like everything's fine. Yes, our questions have been answered. No Mind Flayer parasites here. The doctor is wonderful. She solved all our problems and answered all our questions, but she needs to be left alone now to do her research. Okay, bye. See you all later. Running out here. And we'll close those. And then there is something else really important that we need to do before we continue looking at this poor guy.
Very well.
No, no, no. Oh, the Inquisitor will have our necks for this.
It might not be a bad idea to like skedaddle and lie low for a while. We still have this room to go into here, which is going to be an interesting room. Trust me. Who do I want for this though? I want Cordia.
What's going on?
I think I do want Shadowheart. I think I'm going to switch out Lae'zel for Gale for now. We'll have these two Dragonborn buddies together. And I think I want them to come into this room. I want Lae'zel with Cordia right now. I'm going to save again because it's going too well. Okay. I love this section. Okay, let's go. So we have found...
Never wanted the easy one. Entirely too empty. I'd expect to see 15 eggs at the very least.
We found the hatchery. So if we were trying to steal a Githyanki leg, I'm sure Dirge could manage that. If we were trying to steal a Githyanki egg for Lady, what's her name? I've forgotten her name, Lady Esther. If we had accepted that mission and not given her the owlbear egg, this is where we'd be coming to do that. But I have something else in mind. Let's have a quick read of this. Notice to Vash Koku, I think that says. This message has been inscribed in the common tongue. Koku, a new batch is arriving soon. If you are still holding out hope for the hatchling of that final egg, give up. If it can't hatch on its own, it's not worthy of joining our ranks. Destroy it and move on. So basically they want to veto this poor egg that is just not hatching. Whether there's something wrong with it or whether it's just taking a little bit more time, I don't know, but that does sound quite brutal.
A trap. Watch it.
A trap? Ooh, okay. Yeah, we want to stay out of the water, I think. That water looks a bit of a funky colour too. Oh, it's acid. It's not even water. Can you see? Like, it says acid. Please. Okay, let's take these traps.
Watch it.
I like the idea of having like extra outfits to get changed into, and this is the first time we found actual like decent outfits, I think, in the game. Like that aren't rags and like road clothes. So this is where like the eggs, I guess, get placed when they're about to hatch, but you can see there's like nothing there. Let's go and talk to this guy.
I want to have a word. Is Stick permitted to view the birthing pools now? These are strange times. Step carefully while here. Our hatchery is protected by lethal safeguards.
Notice.
I do not wish to pick your remains from them.
I thought a hatchery would have more eggs.
Most are hatched. Only one remains. Monitored by Varsh Koku, the caretaker of our young. You may speak to the Varsh if you wish, but stay away from the egg. There will be no second warning.
Of course, I'm merely curious. I was wondering if there was anything I could do to help. So what I want to do now is I'm basically gonna ungroup Shadowheart and Will and just have Cordia and Lae'zel go across. Sorry, Cordia and Lae'zel, because there's
a trap, just as I expected.
Otherworldly miasma. Did you see that? I didn't get to read it because it went too fast, but there's a lot of traps and it's a little bit dangerous. So I think what I want to do is, can I jump across there? Oh my goodness, I can. Oh no, I have to go in the acid to do it. Okay, actually I'm gonna completely ungroup everybody and I'm just gonna have, oh gosh, she's getting knocked out by that gas. I'm gonna Misty Step across. Oh gosh, it got me. There we go. Okay, Cordia's across. Lae'zel, are you able to jump? You are really good at jumping. She has to go in the acid a little tiny bit. Okay, she does have this. It's a ritual. I don't know how many times I can do it though. Can she jump there? Oh, she can jump there, look. Okay, do that. Okay, perfect. And then she can jump up. She's good at jumping. She's really strong. Okay, and then I'm just gonna have a group again with me. There we go.
Mine's never
and
quiet.
we'll go and talk to this guy. This
much
is like the
further can
doctor.
I go?
I don't want to risk jumping across to talk to that person, so we'll just go to the Varsh.
Something's on my mind.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. Furthermore... Oh. I was not expecting an Istik. What brings you to my hatchery?
You mistook me for someone. Who were you expecting?
Someone with orders from our commander to destroy this egg. Almost all of the eggs in its clutch have hatched. We await only one more, which is taking its time.
Failure at the first hurdle of existence. Most caretakers would crush it and be done.
Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Oh, I like this guy. I like these, like, he's not giving up hope, you know? He's, you know, he actually cares. It's not just a job for him. He's not just being practical and efficient. He's like, I want to give this thing, this Githyanki egg a chance. You know, who knows what this kid might grow up to be. Like, I think he's a really good guy. And I think it's really sad that, you know, he's been ordered to destroy this egg that he clearly cares about. Why do you care so much about one... No, I don't want to say dud egg. What will happen? I want to know though. I'm just gonna say, why do you care so much about one egg? Okay, I've got situational advantage, amazing. I've got Eagle Splendor, which is also giving me like advantage, so much advantage, many wow. And I'm gonna get Lae'zel to guide me. Oh, I got a nat 20, sweet. I love that advantage.
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the Varsh of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance.
How lovely, how lovely. Like, he's paid it forward. Like, you know, his Varsh saved him from the same fate. And no, he's, you know, he's got this responsibility. It's really important. You know, he sees his own value, and he knows that, you know, that egg needs someone to kind of speak up for him as well. I don't want to touch on kind of like real life issues around, you know, these kind of topics. I don't want to go into that. That's a whole different situation. This is fantasy. These are eggs. You know, it's not a parallel. Just in case anyone was reading too much into what I was saying, I don't want you to assume my political leanings on real life topics. So this is very situational. Let me help. I can take it somewhere safe. I'm excited. Oh! Did we do it? I think we did it. 3, 13. Oh, yes. Sweet. Okay, just about. That was close, actually.
You? What do you know about Githyanki child rearing? Still, the captain's due for an inspection any day now. And if she sees it here... Tell me, what will you do with it if I entrust it to you?
The answer that makes the most sense for Cordia, I think, is this one here, because if I said I'll raise it as if it was my own flesh and blood, she's not Githyanki. Like, I think if Lae'zel was holding this conversation, like, it would make sense for her to say that. But I think there is an argument to be said that really, ideally, a Githyanki should be raised by a Githyanki, just maybe not this specific creche. And I like the idea of saying, I'll find another creche, one that's more forgiving. My friend here comes from a creche Calais. Perhaps we could take it there.
Do you think the Sword Coast is littered with creches? That you found this one was unlikely enough. But you've a spirit about you that's quite inspiring. Perhaps even equal to the challenge. I can no longer ignore that Kithrak Thurizen's patience has its limits. Very well. Here. Take these. They will aid your approach to the egg.
We've got Varsh Cooking's Boots, which I think give us protection against acid. Acidic surfaces don't affect you and you are resistant to acid damage. I don't think we need these right now, but I will go ahead and give those to Lae'zel. And I'm just gonna kind of ungroup, and I'm gonna have Lae'zel go and fetch that egg.
I crave
This
blood.
is her thing, right?
Entirely too empty. I'd expect to see 15 eggs at the very least.
Yeah, if you look around the room, you see these things here, these repulsion mines. So this is why I jumped across, and I didn't take this route because there's like 4 mines around here. Come on now. I'm gonna have Lae'zel jump across here as well. So she's gonna take a little bit of damage. It's only 2 hit points. She can take it.
Trap, just as I expected.
Just to avoid the acid. And here we go. Lae'zel, you are now the proud mother of your own Githyanki egg.
Fine Githyanki egg, at least on the outside. You can see a vague outline of something within it.
reach out and touch the egg. Again, at this point, she's not giving much big sister energy, even though she's our big sister and little sister. Like, you know, she's had no real intentions of being a mother, a Varsh, a teacher to an egg. This wasn't on her to-do list. It wasn't in her plans. But I see this as part of her softening and part of her, she's always going to be Lae'zel, she's always going to be a fierce warrior, she's always going to have had that training and that fire inside her, but to layer that with some empathy and this whole idea of not needing to cull the weak, but to give people a chance, I think is very character building for her and part of her story arc that I see for her. So, you know, this thought of like herself as a child and, you know, who was looking out for her when she was growing up and how tough she had to be. I think you can imagine there's a lot going through her head right now. Reach out and touch the egg.
The egg is warm to the touch, the rough shell like slate beneath your fingers. Whatever is within is stirring ever so slightly.
Look at her, she's so pretty. Pick it up and gingerly stow it in your pack. That was so gingerly. Okay, she's got something to say, but I need to get her back over to us now. This miasma is affecting us. Alien fumes have hardened this Githyanki skin. It's resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Wait, can I like pick some of this up? Can I take some of this with me? How do I bottle this? I want it. I don't think there's any way to like get a bucket and scoop some of this, is there? I want this. Okay, Githyanki psionic jump. Can we jump all the way up there, or do I need to do it in like 2 bounds? A single bound! I can leap a small crash in a single bound. Perfect. Okay, let's have a little chat with this new mother, this new adoptive mother, Lae'zel.
An unhatched Githyanki egg should be the burden of a Varsh, not a warrior, whether ascended or otherwise. And yet, I'm drawn to the warmth of it. A child of Gith and a servant of Vlaakith grows within. Keep it close. Perhaps in our care, it might yet hatch. And don't you dare pass it to that lunatic woman prowling the mountain pass.
Do you remember what she said? Like, a fighter needs something to fight for, right? A fighter needs a reason to protect something. And so her taking an instant, making an instant connection with this egg, which is not me saying that, this isn't me storytelling, it's in the game, it's canon. She's like, I feel drawn to the warmth of it. So her nurturing instincts, whether that's motherly or not, right? Because I don't see her as, you know, this wasn't on her plans. And again, I'm not talking about real life stuff at all. This is very much situational to the game we're playing. I believe people should make the choices, right? Like, we're not getting into that here. But in this situation, this specific story for Lae'zel, like, I just love this so much for her. I really, really do. And whether you see her as a mother character or big sister or just a protector, a fierce, brutal protector, like, that's what this egg needs right now. This egg that was just so close to, you know, its RIP moment, like, now has the fiercest protector it could possibly have had. You know, somebody who has the capability to fight on its behalf. And I just love this so much, and I can't believe I missed this on my first playthrough. I literally have tears in my eyes, guys. Like, I'm so into it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna group them back together. Oh, not you, Will. Okay, there we go. Will, don't try and come across here. You will end up in the miasma. We're gonna get to this corner here and hopefully be able to jump down. I can jump down here. There we go. And jump across over here. Hopefully, can I just about do it without going in the miasma? I don't know if I can. Oh my goodness. Pale drow can't jump. Just about. There we go. Come on, Lae'zel, you can do it. Oh, she took a little bit of damage, bless her. All right. Well, I think on that note, it has been quite a long episode. I was worried this would be a short episode, and it absolutely was not. I forget how much I talk. I am super excited about that. So I'm going to group everybody. Everybody group up. Is everybody okay? They come rushing in, these two Dragonborns. Gale has never felt so powerful in his life. Oh my god, Will, get out of the miasma. What are you doing, Will? And I think we should, oh my god, Lae'zel, what you want to get right, let's get out of this room. Let's get out of this room. Let's go out here. I think it's about time we go back to camp. And I know we technically don't need to long rest, but just so you guys know, when you get into this area, there are certain things that need to happen during long rests, and it won't let you leave the area basically until those cutscenes have happened in certain situations. So I do want to long rest, even unnecessarily, a couple of extra times. And there is something that I have been waiting for a very, very long time, and I think now might be the moment. So I'm gonna go back to camp. We're gonna like level up in the next episode, because again I want to have time to think about that and time to plan. But I think we can end this on a bit of a high, if I'm honest. I'm gonna have Cordia run around and talk to a few people. The first thing I'm gonna do is Lae'zel.
To the Inquisitor at the creche. The Zaithisk's failure must be reported.
Absolutely. We're just going to have a quick sleep first, so that we're on our, you know, our best foot forward tomorrow morning. Oh, who do I want to talk to her? I'm going to have Dirge do those interactions with her. I just want to come down. Let's get everybody to drop the disguises now. I don't think we need these anymore. Like, we're well in with the crash. People are used to seeing us around. I think we'll be okay if we drop the disguises. Gale.
Not the resounding success we were hoping for. Still, the price of ambition is occasionally catastrophic failure. At least our skulls remain intact.
Okay, so nothing new there, apart from, you know, his opinion on the Zakith device. Shadowheart, drop a disguise.
Nothing hurts.
Oh, back to her beautiful self.
A private word would be nice.
So, the Githyanki have no cure for our condition. Unless you count death as a cure. I won't pretend to be surprised.
Yeah, honestly, Shadowheart has called it from the start. She didn't... She's never really been very warm towards the Githyanki, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Luckily, she's still okay, considering she's running around with this literal thing that this artifact that she stole from them.
At the ready.
It is Githyanki though. I was thinking for a second, you know, like how they were saying that the monastery had a lot of loot, basically, that the Githyanki is stealing off them. I was thinking maybe it was an artifact from the monastery, like this blood that they're talking about, maybe it was that, but it is carved with Githyanki runes, so I think it is Githyanki in origin. Okay, Astarion. Let's get him out of his Githyanki form as well. Let's drop the disguise. Can't tell because he's like so stealthy, you know?
At least things
How are you doing, Astarion?
I'm not surprised that the Gith's insane device didn't remove our tadpoles. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, that makes sense. I can't say I'm too surprised either, to be honest.
The menacing Githyanki machine and its jagged pincers held no cure at all. Who could have thought?
I'm gonna say most of us called it, right? Did any of you, let me know in the comments if you feel comfortable, did any of you think that the Zakith device was actually gonna get the tadpole out? Like, I don't know. I wasn't calling it. Okay, Dirge.
Is that blood? No.
Okay, can you
Never mind.
regroup with Lae'zel? And I just want to get his little group together. Will, there we go. Whether that's going to be the group I use in the next episode, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. But actually, do you know what? I want to talk to Karlach first, because Karlach was the original person he was romancing. Now, Karlach did say to us that we could play the field a little bit, you know, keep it light.
Another dead end. If the tadpole doesn't kill us, trying to cure it just might.
Well, yeah, every time we try to cure the tadpole, it ends up badly for us. First of all, we had Nettie at Druid's Grove, and Nettie gave us a poison. She was going to basically kill us with this, like, I don't know, thorn, because she thought we were going to be turning into illithids, and she thought it was the best course of action. And then, like, so Nettie tried to kill us, and then we have Volo try to remove it, which is how Cordia got her kind of like special sea invisibility. I definitely recommend that whole process, even though it's gory and disgusting. You know, if you don't mind the visual change, I quite like it on her. We also had Auntie Ethel, who said she could help us, and she was not trustworthy. We did not want to make a deal with her. And now finally we got to the Githyanki Crash and the Zakith device, which I would say, you know, was probably one of the most promising routes, and that was a complete disaster. So every time we try and fix this thing, it just goes horribly, horribly wrong. And the only thing that seems to be protecting us from turning into illithids, into mind flayers, seems to be the magic that's in these tadpoles and possibly the Dream Guardian. The Dream Guardian says they're protecting us, so I don't know, maybe Dirge can start to trust them a little bit more, I don't know. Okay. Do we want to do that? Let's do that.
Oh, hi.
Karlach. He's a bit horny after today. What can I say? He's a dragon. He's got lots of horns. Karlach, I'd love to be able to touch you properly.
Where would you start?
Which one haven't we done yet? Have we done? I don't think we've done this one. I'd order you to strip naked and take it from there.
And I'd even let you. Gods, we better find a way to cool me off soon. I'm not sure how much more of this I can take.
Okay, she does say that we can
Never wanted
keep
the
an
easy
open
path.
relationship because we don't know where this is going, you know, and she's very understanding and just a nice person. So we're going to try it on with Lae'zel, I think, a little bit.
You must have questions.
Let's start with I want to do all the options. We've seen a little bit of this already, but I'm going to choose different choices with him to get a little bit of variety. So just hold on, guys. Hold on. The Crash training room was illuminating. A Gith instructor's always so brutal.
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
So what Dirge would say would be, that's incredible. I have no doubt they deserved it. Like, he thinks, you know, he's on Lae'zel's side like that.
Of course. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. They underestimated me, so they paid the price. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
A hatchery with a single egg. How many does a clutch usually contain?
Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less, though I've learned of creches that harbored 100.
I do think that the egg is going to stand a better chance if we did take it to Crash Kalir because, you know, she was saying that her instructor wasn't as brutal as that instructor. And she did say that, you know, the kids kind of fought it out amongst themselves, but at least he's got a chance. At least he's, like, hatched, you know. I do think, you know, the beds might not be softer, but maybe the Crash as a whole might be a little bit nicer. Or maybe that's wishful thinking. Okay, who does the laying? I'm curious about the logistics. He's thinking about hooking up with her. He's like, I don't want to get her pregnant.
Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlaakith herself to bear young. The Queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, Time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once.
So there you go. That's why they need the creches. That's why they come down from the astral plane in the first place, because the time passes differently there. And so, you know, in order to have the eggs hatch and everything be timed and things like that, you know, they have to come down and use Earth time or Toril time. Githyanki look quite humanoid. How did you evolve to lay eggs?
Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children.
Life finds a way. They're like the frogs in Jurassic Park. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of woohoo without the looming threat of bearing children. I mean, you're already bearing a child, Lae'zel. I don't know if you're aware of this. Look at the state of this eye bag, guys. Like, oh my goodness. Like, how? But interesting you should say that, Lae'zel, because...
Go on then.
Is it me, or have you been looking at me differently?
I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland.
And I can assume a compliment is incoming. Yeah, I like that frame. Can I assume a compliment is incoming?
I don't pay compliments. I only say what is true. You've proven me wrong at every turn. You are efficient, dominant, courageous. I swear, you would tear the horns off one dragon for plunging into another. You've gained my respect, and more still, my yearning. When I come near, your odor alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end.
Sexy. I love it. I'm into it. Honestly, I am like... like, I don't know. I can't resist her. I'm like, okay, Lae'zel, let's go. I don't like any of these options too well for Dirge, but I think I'm going to say... actually, yeah. The attraction's mutual, Lae'zel. You know how to set my heart racing.
Good. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later, but I want it all the same. Do you?
Giddy up, baby girl, let's go. Yes. Sure thing, I've been wanting a hot Githyanki girlfriend. I don't think he'd say that. Yes, I want to share my body with you.
Yes. Perhaps one night soon, I will come to your bunk and take what is mine. Until that night comes, I shall keep enjoying your scent.
I'm excited. I told you. Natural born dragon rider. What can I say? Let's go to bed because my body is ready.
Here we go.
So there's going to be a woohoo scene coming up, guys. If you are under 18, bugger off. This is not for you. This is where the video ends for you. Bye-bye. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Right, okay. So there is an option in this game to kind of toggle off nudity because, you know, the body parts are very explicit. I was a bit scared when I was doing that spell before to kind of disguise everybody because sometimes I do it and like the clothes that they're wearing, like the modern clothes will be taken off and you'll just see everything. Like exactly, that's how I found out the female Githyanki form has a PP. Yeah, I was a bit nervous doing that. And then I've tried doing this scene with the toggle on to, they basically wear like little pads and a little like leaf, like an Adam and Eve style leaf, but there's an angle that it takes where it's quite explicit. So what I'm going to do, I think, is leave the toggle off, and just in editing I'm going to kind of blur over it. So if you want to see exactly what Lae'zel's body looks like, and why wouldn't you, you're probably going to have to get the game for yourself or go and look elsewhere. I'm just going to kind of blur it out and make it appropriate for YouTube so I don't get demonetized. I've only just become monetized. I don't want to be demonetized already. But it is quite a provocative scene. Let's put it that way. So don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. Let's long rest. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. Are we ready? I'm ready. My body is ready. No one wants to talk, do they? I'm not got any exclamation marks. Okay. Go to bed. Oh, I've got to pick my camera supplies. Okay. I kind of want the owlbear egg back. I don't know if I should get that or not. Buy it back off Lady Esther. Okay, anyway, full rest.
I've come to sate you and be sated. I lead, you follow.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I've done this all the ways. I'm ready.
So you think. Let's see if you're right.
Getting all that sweet, sweet Lae'zel approval today. I love this outfit on her with the dungarees.
A dragon's heart beats inside you. A dragon's blood heats your flesh. It is time I take what's mine.
I told you she was into us because we're like dragonborn.
Close your eyes and submit.
I'm so glad that we're all experiencing this together, you know? I am gonna choose, and again, I've done this, all the options. It's Dirge. And you know what? I think Lae'zel likes a little bit of friction, a little bit of competition. So I like this option for him. It's unique to Dragonborns as well. So, you know, those of you who have played the game, you might not have seen this. No. You submit to me. After, you can take what you desire. Not entirely happy, but I don't know, it's nice. We've been letting her take the lead quite a lot.
I am ready.
Been letting her be in charge quite a bit, and I think it's time that, you know, Dirge shows that he's not a pushover. That little smile she does, it's actually really cute. It's like,
You
and it's
awake
quite
in
sweet.
pain. Your back, your hands, even your tongue ache.
It's time to rise. Dawn is upon us.
I think he would expect, I think he'd respect the hustle. I think he would be, you know, he'd be like, yeah, we've got a lot to do today. This one's too soppy for him. Hold on. Like, this number 2's too soppy for him. So he's going to say, hold on, I need a moment to recover.
You do look peaked. Very well. Take your moment.
He's not needy. He's gonna shake it off. Shake off the ache and rise.
Every breath, every blink proves exhausting. A long day awaits you.
All right, there we go. Lovely, jubbly. That's where I'm gonna leave it. I really like Dirge and Lae'zel together. Not just because like she wants to be a dragon rider, like not just because like fun joke, but because, you know, I think Dirge would respect, you know, not only that she is a quality fighter and that she's kind of tough and ruthless like he can be, but also, you know, that parallel that they both have that softer side, and you know, they're both looking for answers, and they both, you know, maybe need a friend and need backup in a tough situation. I think there's a lot of parallels between them. I think they match each other in terms of you know, toughness and authority, and I think probably, you know, that bouncing off each other is really, really good. Yeah, and showing each other a slightly softer, more vulnerable side without being soppy, I think it works quite well. I know a lot of people ship like Dirge and Astarion and things like that. I don't quite so much. Definitely as friends. I think Dark Urge, like a custom Dark Urge, can work really well. I don't really like Dragonborn Dark Urge with Astarion. But yeah, I don't know. I really like this. I'm really happy with how our Let's Play is going, like how our playthrough is going. I'm really happy with the relationships that are being forged. I'm really happy that, you know, the characters are gaining so much depth and so much complexity, and you know, the stories are really starting to evolve and unravel, and literally unraveling. Like Lae'zel's whole world is falling apart right now, bless her. And I can't believe I missed this. Like the first time I did a playthrough, if you notice I'm like this at the moment, it's gone really cold in the UK. I've not got my heating on, so I'm just like at this point. Yeah, so and I like the interplay with everybody's stories as well. So, you know, even Shadowheart, we've not heard a lot about her for this episode, but if you imagine what she's going through right now, you know, to find herself back in the Githyanki Crash, like in the Lion's Den, with this artifact that she's stolen from this really brutal race, you know, and not only that, but seeing how brutal the training is for these kids, you know, the way these kids are being raised, kind of reflecting, you know, maybe some of her kind of brutal upbringing. And you know, there is a lot of complexity, and I find this game really interesting. And that's probably what I'm going to say. So in the next episode, I'm going to, in between episodes, I'm going to figure out how I want to level everybody up, so we can look forward to doing that in the next episode. And then, oh my goodness, because I know what's coming, right? I have played this game before. The next episode, the next episode should be a really, really big one. I feel like we had some big stuff going on here with like the Zakith device and the egg. And you know, Lae'zel really starting to question things and like more about the story of Orpheus. I think we've had a lot in this episode. The next one should be a little bit of a peek in the story for everybody, not just Lae'zel. Like, I feel like things are really going to be interesting as we wrap up our time here at the Githyanki Crash, as we go and see the, you know, what's going on with this Inquisitor, as we go and speak to is it the Varsh? It's not the Varsh, is it? The commander, the person in charge. Yeah, and maybe things are going to get a little bit exciting in that episode. So I am very nervous. Things can go horribly wrong, but I'm going to make a plan, and I will see you, hopefully, all being well, next Friday. Do take care of your faces. Leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't yet already. It really helps out the channel. Those of you who are kind of stealth watching my videos, I appreciate your faces so much, because, you know, those watch hours really do help me out as well. So it's okay if you're not comfortable commenting and all that kind of stuff, but to those of you who are comfortable and want to leave me a comment, let me know if you're enjoying the series. Let me know if you would have done anything differently. Do try and avoid spoilers for those who don't know the game. And yeah, thank you again for all your support. People talk to me all the time about, you know, watching my videos, and I know not all of you are maybe too comfortable, you know, I don't know, like, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do take care of your faces. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a